a little bit. We'll try to get that a little bit brought out to you guys.
Starting lineup for Lone Tree, we have Madeline Plummer. And for Mediapolis, Kensley Heater. Allison Heitman for Lone Tree. So it looked like we had, was that Hannah Hilliard listening tonight from Ames? That was an old one?
That was last night. She tuned in and gave us a shout out.
Okay. Hopefully she'll tune in tonight and listen to her sisters play as well. Ella Feldman also starting for Lone Tree. Kara Chamberlain. If I remember right, she has a wicked three-point shot. They'll have extra plenty of defense for her and for the Bullets, Jessica Holstein. And we already have Aubrey Siegel's been announced and Andrea Larson. And Kennedy Wilson for Lone Tree. Yes, you are.
All right, we're getting ready to go here. Both groups are grouping up to get the last words in of what they want to do for the game. Lone Tree definitely has their work cut out against our Mediapolis Bullets. And the one thing I noticed, Kim, was they've got 9 players on their team, and I thought I counted 14 for ours. So we've got a much deeper bench if this really goes to an up-and-down game from one end of the court to the other. We might be able to reach a little further in and bring some of these reserves out that Lone Tree just doesn't have.
And we have a very talented bench as well. You will see a lot of substitutions with Coach Rogers. So it's not just a starting five, it's about a starting 8, I would say. So tip off for Mediapolis. Mediapolis gets a tip off. Aubrey Siegel throws up a three-pointer, misses. Heidi Hilliard gets the rebound, puts it up for 2 points.
Very good job by staying in there on the offensive rebound. Great job.
Lone Tree brings the ball up. Heitman has the ball, gets it inside tries to get it inside to, is that number?
I lost track. I know number 44 for Mediapolis knocked it away.
It says 51, and I don't even have a 51. So,
We kind of ran into that last night too, Kim, so we're going to have to do a little bit of
and I couldn't really hear it very well as Clint Smith was announcing for us, because now at Mediapolis, if you've been here the last 2 years, you sit on the same side. The crowd sits on the same side as the teams and the scorers table, so it's kind of difficult to hear that when the speakers are away from you. Chamberlain brings the ball up to the key, looks for somebody open, passes to 51, turns around, the post player puts it up and misses. Andrea Larson grabs the rebound, brings it down, gets it to Heidi Hilliard, and Heidi will bring it up court. Passes to Kensley Heater. Heater passes inside to Larson. Larson passes it back out. Siegel's going to try one more, and this time she nails it. Mediapolis has a 5-6.
And Coach is excited. He's already telling them, let's press them all the way.
So they get it into the post again. Larson comes around, tries to steal the pass, so the Lone Tree player goes behind her and gets 2 points. Kensley Heater drives to the baseline, gets it inside to Larson. Larson turns around, puts it in for 2, and was fouled.
Looks like she might get to make 3 the old-fashioned way, as Kent said last night.
Conventional way, you bet. That's the only way. There was 3 when I played, but I'm kind of
Same way with me. Well, no, we had the 3-point line, but it was definitely not in my range.
And she did put in the free throw, so Mediapolis has an 8-2 lead. We are seeing the full court pressure here by the Bullets. Lone Tree having a little difficulty getting the ball up court, but it's up there now. Pulls it into Chamberlain. Chamberlain tries a layup, and she makes it. So 4 points for Lone Tree. Bring the ball up court. Kensley Heater
They're daring her.
Jessica Holstein, that is. Passes to Larson. Larson passes it back out. Jessica Holstein had a three-point attempt. I don't think she was fouled on the shot, but I think was she pushed afterwards?
I believe so. I believe it was a block after the shot.
Nope, they're counting it at the shot.
They're going to count it. Okay.
She's going to have 3 chances at the line.
Wow, I did not catch that at that time.
I thought it was afterwards. Personally,
I did too.
I've noticed that a lot of my judgments are the same as the officials. So Jessica Holstein swishes the first one for 9 points for the Bullets. They lead 9-4 with 6:20 left in the first quarter.
And Lone Tree's been playing that man-to-man defense. I hope I'm PC by saying man-to-man. I hope that's still good.
Well, I think yes. Yes, that's politically correct.
And she's going for 3. Nice job. Mediapolis has dropped back from the full court press. They did not try that time. To number 51, who we don't know who that is. I'm guessing Kennedy Warson maybe, but we do not have a listing for number 51.
Their leading scorer is Plummer, so I figured that was her, but I guess she's playing her outside on the point. Well.
Pass was blocked by number 42.
And that's Jessica Holstein.
Thank you.
No problem. So Lone Tree will bring the ball in. And Feldman brings the ball up court. Looks for an open person. Passes it to number 21, Heitman. Heitman tries to get it inside.
Whoa, a big collision.
After a loose ball, Heidi Hilliard can't get her body stopped and draws the foul. Actually, I'm going to correct myself. They must have called the foul on Lone Tree.
I believe so, because Mediapolis is taking it out. Kara Chamberlain, yes.
Yeah, Chamberlain's number 33.
Big tangle down there in the paint.
Chamberlain brings the ball up court. Passes to Feldman. Feldman looks for somebody open. She gets it to Plummer, but Heidi Hilliard says, I'm taking that ball, and dribbles it down all the way and puts it in for 2.
No doubt about that. Now Mediapolis is dropping back into their man-to-man coverage. Lone Tree still trying to force it inside, but it goes back out. It was knocked out to number 21, Allison Heitman. Yes, she makes the score.
Hilliard said it was so easy last time. That was when nobody was standing there, but Heidi dribbles it all the way, court to court.
Completely determined she was scoring.
Dribbles it all the way down and puts it in. Mediapolis leads 15-6 in the first quarter of the girls' basketball game tonight. Plummer puts up a prayer there with a three-pointer, misses it, but we have a foul underneath the basket.
We've got a clearing foul on, I'm waiting for the referee's call, 3-3. And it's on, yeah, Lone Tree. Chamberlain, so a little aggressive in the paint on the offensive end was Lone Tree. So it's Mediapolis's ball, and number 44, Heidi Hilliard, is bringing it up. Passes off to number 34, Andre Larson, and a beautiful bucket underneath. And as they drop back into the the man-to-man.
And also, a screenplay there. Heidi Hilliard couldn't get to her person. But good defense by Andrea Larson, denying that inside pass to the post player, knocks it out of bounds. So one more time, going to bring the ball in. Actually, I think the Lone Tree coach maybe has seen enough. Calls timeout.
Yes, indeed.
17-6.
Trying to regroup a little bit here. Mediapolis man-to-man is definitely giving them problems. They're throwing some errant passes. I think he wants to slow the tone down just a little bit for them. Mediapolis, however, was picking the pace up a little bit. You saw Hilliard going right at it, saying, look, I've got it going. I'm going to take it to the basket. I'm daring them to stop me. So I'm sure the Lone Tree coach called it and said, look, we've got to slow down a little bit. Let's try to contain them and work our offense.
And I don't think he'll see Mediapolis slow it down, but I know he'll try. So looks like 51 dragged her foot a little bit there. We're going to call her, we're calling her Warson, I believe we are. Kennedy Warson, because we don't have a 51. There's a 53.
There's a 52 and a 53, yes.
That's who we're going to call.
We apologize if we are incorrect, yes.
We do apologize. Feldman has to chase it down. Looks for an open player. Passes it to Flemmer. Flemmer passes it right back. Tries to get the ball over to Heitman, but gets knocked around. Now they've gotten it inside to their post. She puts it up and she scores.
Mediapolis is doing a great job with the man-to-man. Constant pressure, a big pass up top. Number 34 lays it in, but unfortunately it bounces out.
I think we're going to see some substitutes. Mediapolis looks like we have Haley Hilliard and Rachel Holstein set to come in.
This game is going end to end, fast-paced. We're starting to see some substitutions to give some of those starters a rest to keep this pressure on right now.
Lone Tree brings it in underneath the basket, kind of throws it up there, and they miss. Forward pass from Jessica Holstein to her sister Rachel. Rachel lays it up, but misses it. So rebound by Lone Tree. Mediapolis leads 17-8 right now with 3:26 left in the first quarter. We have a cross-court pass there to number 43. She's new, Avery Edwards, to the lineup right now.
Number 5.
That's Maggie Schmidt. I do know that one. She's one of the pitchers for Lone Tree, and actually so is Avery Edwards. Lone Tree usually has a really solid, every year in and out softball team as well.
Nice job by Andrea Larson laying that or pushing that up off the free throw line. Good job. Nice jump shot.
So we have Flemmer on the outside looking, throws it cross court to Schmidt. Schmidt looks from the inside, doesn't see anybody open. They just keep trying to get it to their post player. She does have some height, and actually I think she probably is taller even than Haley Hilliard. Schmidt dribbles into the free throw line, puts up a jumper, misses it. Heidi Hilliard gets the rebound, has a nice forward pass to Andrea Larson. One-on-one there, Larson picks it up and is fouled by Feldman, but makes the basket.
I will tell you this right now, the Mediapolis 5-on-5 defense is creating all kinds of problems on the perimeter for Lone Tree. They're trying to look inside, but even when they do, some of the passes aren't making it because they're just cutting off all passing lanes.
Defense playing very well. And Andrea Larson makes it, what'd you say Kent said last night, an old-time three-point play?
That's right, the old-fashioned three-pointer. Hey, we've got a defensive play. Great job.
She gets the ball back in, chases it out of bounds, and a lot of offensive rebounds there by Mediapolis. I'm surprised there's not been a three-point lane violation there. But Haley Hilliard tries to get it inside to Mediapolis, but bounces the ball on the line, so Lone Tree will take over after that Mediapolis turnover.
I am impressed with Mediapolis's rebounding abilities. They just kept at it and kept at it. They've got the height. They're definitely working the rebounds.
Flemmer gets a forward pass, and number 51, Orson, can't hold on to the pass, goes out of bounds, so Lone Tree doesn't even get a chance at taking a shot. So Heidi Larson brings the ball up court, dribbles over to the right side of the key, passes to Holstein. Holstein passes back to Hilliard. Hilliard dribbles in the lane, passes out, and gives it to Rachel Holstein, and she's right there.
Very nice jumper.
15-foot jumper and puts it in for two points. Mediapolis leads 24-8 with 1:35 left in the quarter. Maggie Schmidt has the ball, passes back to Feldman. Feldman makes an attempt there, misses it. Nice rebound again by Heidi Hilliard. She's hit those defensive boards hard. Jessica Holstein brings it up. Nice assist there, passes off. We had a 2-on-1, passes to Andrea Larson. Larson puts it in for 2 points.
Three-quarter press by Mediapolis. Lone Tree's trying to break it down, but they get back.
She wanted that ball so badly. Oh, almost call a technical there.
Yeah, she's very frustrated.
She just got in the game, if I remember right.
Mediapolis is putting all kinds of pressure, both offensively and defensively here. You can just see the frustration starting to build with this Lone Tree team.
We have Darby Master in the game now for Mediapolis Lee. Sorry to interrupt you.
Nope, that's fine. I tend to ramble, thank you.
Aubrey Siegel brings the ball ball up. Heidi Hilliard's taking the rest now, so our point guard's on the bench. Aubrey Siegel will take over those duties, looking at passing around. Mediapolis passes to Kensley Heater. Heater passes to Siegel. Siegel to Massner. Massner to Holstein. Rachel Holstein, that is. Passes back to Heater. They're just looking for that inside. Haley Hilliard takes a shot. Might have gotten a hand on it, the Lone Tree player. Rebound there.
Great job.
Another offensive rebound.
Stayed with it, got that offensive rebound, stayed with it again. Great job. Now we've got it over on.
Maggie Schmidt there. Passes to Avery Edwards. She takes it to the basket. That's Flemmer, excuse me. Takes it to the basket. She's a leading scorer for Lone Tree. She averages 13.7 points per game. And I think that the one underneath the number 51 has to be Warson because that player averages 10.7 points. So, and then they keep trying to get the ball to her.
Exactly.
That's their.
Yes.
Flemmer makes a free throw for Lone Tree, so the score is now 28-9. Last Friday when Bill and I did the game, that was the most points that L&M had the whole game was 9. So this looks to be a little bit higher scoring game for Lone Tree than it did for Lone Tree.
For L&M.
Avery Edwards gets the rebound for Lone Tree. They try to get it inside. Pass back to Flemmer. Flemmer passes to Schmidt. Schmidt gets it over to Edwards. Edwards passes it right in Heater's face.
We've got an injury timeout right now. She took a full-blown chest pass from about 18 inches away right to the face. I mean, that was a full frontal shot from as far as I can extend my arm. That pass was very strong.
She didn't get her arm in the way, it was just her face.
Yes.
Next communication between the Lone Tree players and Kensley Heater's going to take a seat. Let's give her a round of applause.
She took quite a shot, yes. That, believe me, without a face mask, that had to hurt. I'll tell you what, one thing I've noticed so far is Mediapolis's defense will not let up here. They're trying to go outside, inside, and they just can't make the passes they want to make.
1.2 seconds left on the clock. Lone Tree needs to get that ball right up. They do get a shot off, but it doesn't fall, so 28-10 lead for Mediapolis. And you can hear the fight song playing in the background. It's a good time to give a shout out to sponsors. I'd like to remind you you're listening to the Dogcast, and tonight it's brought to you by these sponsors. And Kim Seidman and Lee Kerr are announcing the game for you.
Mediapolis Telephone Company, proud to sponsor Mediapolis Dogcast. Watch the replay on MTC's cable channel.
Elin Agency, GMC Mutual, Meeple Booster Club, Creative Visions, Delzo Brothers, Ertz Carpet, USG, Great River Medical Center.
SG Construction, Brewer Agency, Mediapolis Savings Bank, Hawkeye Pender Shop, Prairie Ridge, Myers Construction, the Mediapolis News, Main Street Tire, Deb Massner Real Estate.
Meepo Foods, Mediapolis Vet Clinic, Wright Electric, Rhodes Jewelry, CMA Services, Two Rivers Bank and Trust, Morning Sun Farm Implement, Standard of Beaverdale, and Cafe Old World. I remember when we started to do this and we only had 9 or 10 sponsors. You could really get the whole thing in during a timeout, but that just shows you how much this Dogcast program has grown and just what a great thing it is. We want to remind everyone, if you're listening, be sure and let us know. Email us at dogcast@meepotelco.net. Tell us who you are and where you're listening from, and we'll try to get you on there. We would love to hear from you. Mediapolis has the ball. Heidi Hilliard takes the shot and makes that for Mediapolis. Score is now 30-10. She started the game with a point. She's going to start the second quarter with a point as well. So we have Lightman passing to Chamberlain. Chamberlain usually has that good touch there, misses the outside shot. Rachel Holstein gets a rebound, brings it up court. Aubrey Siegel passes in to Larson, passes back out to Heidi Hilliard. Hilliard misses, but offensive rebound by Rachel Holstein.
nails it. Somebody check her bus pass. That came from downtown.
And almost a steal there by Heidi Hilliard. So passing it inside.
Now Mediapolis goes underneath over to, I believe, Siegel. And again, a nice, wasn't a three-pointer, but definitely put it up for a good 2 points. And Lone Tree is starting to bring it up just a little slower now. You can see that it is definitely that they're not liking what they're seeing from this Mediapolis defense. They are. Danny Davis is messing with us right now.
Yes.
So.
Danny, his favorite group is the Rolling Stones, and he's just letting us know that Mick Jagger's listening tonight from London, England. So that's awesome.
We've got. I don't know if it's an over and back pass. We were laughing too much at Mick Jagger. Thank you, Danny. But Lone Tree now has the ball, bringing it into the half court.
So passes off to Flemmer. Flemmer gets it across court to Avery Edwards. Edwards looks for somebody open, passes it to Feldman. Feldman passes to Chamberlain. Chamberlain passes to Feldman. Puts it up, but misses it, and Mediapolis gets the defensive rebound.
And they are relentless.
Going to take it all the way, puts it up. Lone Tree gets the defensive rebound, and I believe that Feldman was fouled by Rachel Holstein when she came down with the ball.
Mediapolis is relentless on both sides of the court. Man, they just drive that thing up there. And I'll tell you what I was looking for here is the rebound stats for Mediapolis.
I have the team stats here there if you need them.
We've got Andrea Larson that was leading with a total of 35. So, and Heidi Hilliard and Rachel Holstein, 28 and 25 respectively. I'll tell you what, they are a rebounding machine. Lone Tree's now got it in down on the block.
Maggie Schmitz turns around and puts it in for 2 points. I think they've kind of given up on trying to give it to Orson all the time.
They're trying some cutting.
Jessica Holstein tries one from downtown, not quite across the three-point line. So 2 points to Jess. Gives Mediapolis a 39 to 14 point lead.
And the Mediapolis defense has now caused Lone Tree to travel. I'm not kidding you. These girls are getting back so fast that Lone Tree doesn't even have a chance to make a pass. They are in their face with their hand, with their arm. Great job by this defense. Now we've got it back on the point, down to the corner, and a little overshot there.
Lone Tree comes up with a defensive rebound. Avery Edwards brings the ball up court, passes inside, or passes off, passes right back to Edwards. She tries to go up against Andrea Larson, goes to call for the foul. I would say in the act of shooting there, so Edwards will go to the line to shoot two.
Looks like both teams are now in the giving mode as it is towards fouls.
Fouls apiece, not too bad. So Edwards misses the first one. Allison Hedges comes in to replace Andrea Larson. Hedges is senior. She makes the second one, so 39 to 15.
Mediapolis brings it up the court.
Hilliard passes over to Hedges. Hedges passes to Holstein. Hedges back to Hilliard. Hilliard to Hilliard there. You've seen that connection before. And Haley turns around and puts it in for two. Nice assist by her sister.
You don't get much more elementary than that. Get it into the big one and down in the middle, and points are scored. Great steal there.
I don't know if the Hilliard girl's grandma, Janet, is listening down in Plano, but I'll give her a shout out. Just in case. We have a player down. Edwards is down. Looks like maybe she hurt her ankle for Lone Tree.
Yeah, something happened there. She juked her a little bit or something. So we've got an injured player down. You can hear the crowd trying to egg her on there. Yes, clapping Obviously very painful. She's having a tough time getting back to the sideline there, but good job to her. Number 43, Avery Edwards, definitely in pain. Play is going to continue.
Chamberlain brings the ball in, passes to Feldman. Feldman brings the ball up court, passes over to Chamberlain. Chamberlain to Schmidt. Schmidt tries it on the wing, misses it. Chamberlain gets the offensive rebound, puts it up, misses it, and Aubrey Siegel comes down with a defensive rebound. Passes over to Holstein on the left side of the wing. Holstein passes it to Haley Hilliard. Haley puts it up, misses it, gets her on rebound, turns around and puts it in for two.
They just don't have an answer for her on the boards there.
It's 45 to 15 game. We could easily see it better for it to be a 100-point game.
At the rate it's going right now, if they can keep going into the Hilliard girls, then definitely we can see that. Because right there, Lone Tree traveled. They're really spooked right now.
Heidi Hilliard takes it to the key, passes off to Aubrey Siegel. Siegel tries a three-pointer, misses it. Haley Hilliard again takes an offensive rebound, puts it right back in for two.
That's almost as automatic as you can get. Great job rebounding.
So Feldman passes to Schmidt. Schmidt passes right back into the lane, or tries to Feldman, but Allison Hedges there to pick off the ball. Gets it to Jessica Holstein. Jessica gets it into the post to Haley Hilliard. Haley once again gets the offensive rebound.
It almost makes you wonder if she's trying to pad a rebound, because every time she gets it back and puts it in.
Leading 49 to 15. So Flemmer looks inside, looks for somebody, but once again, Mediapolis is there with a quick hand.
Jessica Holstein steals it, gives it back to Hilliard. Hilliard scores. And
Aubrey Siegel really had a nice assist
yes.
there, passing it to Haley Hilliard, and Haley put it in for two, and was fouled in the process.
You're starting to see Lone Tree kind of grabbing their hips, putting their hands on their knees. They're starting to understand that this Mediapolis group is just relentless, both offensively and defensively.
So Orson comes back to the game. That'll give them a little more height for Lone Tree there in the middle. I would say she's probably easily 6'2". Would you say, Lee? I mean, because Haley Hilliard, I believe, is 6'2", but
they're pretty equal there, yeah. Yeah.
Mediapolis has a 51 to 15 lead, and we have a little over a minute 40 left in the second quarter.
They do pass inside.
She posts, turns around, misses it, and Maggie Schmidt's there to get an offensive rebound, put it back up for Lone Tree.
But Mediapolis doesn't give up, drives it right back up the court. Oh, little miscommunication there.
Jessica Holstein and Allison Hedges weren't sure where it was going.
While there's a timeout here, I'd like to say a few things if I could. Stay up to date with a subscription to the Mediapolis News. $35 will get you 52 issues full of area news, including Mediapolis sports. Call 1-800-949-3175 and get signed up. And it makes a great Christmas gift, too. If you'd like to purchase pictures of this game or past Mediapolis games and events, go to the homepage on our website and click the Pictures button. And Lone Tree brings it up.
Flemmer passes off to Feldman. Feldman passes to Schmidt. Schmidt grabs the ball, and almost stolen by Mediapolis. Gets it past the defender and puts it up for 2 points. She's come off the bench, and Schmidt's probably the leading scorer for Lone Tree right now. She has 6 points. Heidi Hilliard has it there. Dribbles into the free throw line, passes off to Holstein. Holstein to Hedges. Hedges back to Hilliard, back to Hedges, back to Hilliard, back to Siegel. Siegel's side, she's going to take another
Sweet. That was a beautiful shot there.
I think last year, Lee, one game we watched her put 6 of those in, and it was awesome.
It was almost elementary right there. I mean, she just stood up, shot it, and just beautiful.
And you knew it would happen. Took her a little bit maybe to get back into the, shooting again, realm again, because after volleyball, they only had 3 whole practices before they had to play their first jamboree. But you could see mostly you have a lot of the volleyball players out there anyway. They're definitely in the basketball mode and just starting to really connect with that shot. It's nice to see.
Definitely. You can see the camaraderie, too. Well, there's Lone Tree trying a three. A little overshot there by number 25.
Allison Hedges there for the ball, trying to get a double trick team there by Lone Tree. Chamberlain's pointing that it's Lone Tree ball, but the referees are saying no, Mediapolis ball. So 29 seconds left. I would assume, Lee, that we're going to see Mediapolis go for the last shot here.
You would assume so.
And Mediapolis holds a 54-19 lead, so a nice 35-point lead. If it continues like that in the second half, we'll have continuous clock, and that's a good thing for our voices.
Definitely. Football, you get a little chance to rest once in a while, but this basketball is something else. Oh, nice takeaway.
Heidi Hilliard brings the ball up. Nice pass off to Siegel. Siegel didn't know exactly where she was, I think, maybe.
There's the buzzer.
So 54-19 lead for the Bullets at halftime.
I think you're seeing Lone Tree a little bit overwhelmed right now. So they're going to go into the halftime trying to figure out what they're going to do with the Bullets. But right now, I think we need to talk about one of the most important things we got going on in the community right now. That's this Meepo group Wrap It Up.
I would definitely say that's a fundraiser for the Meepo group. Ease some of the stress of Christmas. You do the shopping, they'll do the wrapping. Sounds great to me, Lee.
Yes.
Just take any of your gifts, unwrapped, obviously, and preferably boxed, to the Mediapolis City Hall on Friday, December 14th. So a week from tomorrow, actually a week from today, sorry, from 5 to 9 p.m. or Saturday, December 15th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the Meepo group will wrap gifts and send them home ready to be placed under a tree.
And if you're physically unable to get the gifts there, the Meepo group will be happy to help with the pickup and delivery free of charge. Or if you simply don't want to, call 394-9403 and they will pick them up for a $5 charge. Now, we've got a very important thing going on here at halftime, Kim. What is this?
These are some of the jump ropers. I would say this looks like the 5th grade, and they're going to do some of their skill jumps that they've been learning in PE. I did want to say, too, Lee, I know as an elementary teacher, the Meepo group, if people don't know what that stands for.
I don't,
Meepo,
so please.
You probably have heard of PTA before, and we used to be affiliated with the PTA, but there was always a membership cost for that, and it took so much money for the membership cost that they've gone to the Meepo group. It stands for Mediapolis Elementary Parent Organization.
Excellent.
And they bought books just this year for my classroom personally, which I really appreciate. They asked us for a wish list last spring. Bought us all electric pencil sharpeners this year. So always there to help the elementary, and we really appreciate it.
So if you remember the old PTA, this is the newfangled PTA. So if you can, please give to the Meepo group and let them wrap your presents for you. You can't really beat that. I mean, if you know me, Kim, you can see my big fat hands. I'm not a very good rapper, so I maybe have to be up there with a few gifts. So definitely let the Meepo group wrap it up for you on December 14th from 5 to 9 p.m. and Saturday, December 15th from 9 till 4. Now we've got some music going on, and these kids are jump roping their butts off right now. It looks pretty good. That's something I know I can't do right now.
I haven't tried jump roping for a little bit. Sometimes I'll try at recess, but
I know Savannah, my daughter, loves to jump rope and everything, but when you got somebody the size of a polar bear like me, I don't know that they make a rope big enough. It might have to be as long as a semi, but these kids are doing a great job.
and she probably did this. I know this is a lot of jump roping. The whole unit that Mrs. Anderson does is in connection with the Jump Rope for Heart. Kids raise money for that. And hopefully later tonight you'll hear from, I know, 2 second graders that I'm going to hopefully have on the air to talk about how much money they raise. They're actually 2 of my students. So I thought they were going
Well, right now we're looking at them. They're doing cross-legged and cross-jumping and double leg jumping. I mean, definitely something I would not think of doing. They're doing a good job, but the biggest thing I notice is a lot of them got smiles on their face, definitely. So, what a great job these kids are doing. And they are just looking like they're having all kinds of fun, and the crowd is very enthusiastic about it. And I'm trying not to talk over the person. Now they're doing a crisscross thing, I'm trying to tell you, but they can't. I can't listen and talk at the same time. Well, I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. So, well, here they come. Now's definitely the double jump crisscross. Wow, look at these guys go. Some of them, yeah, there they go. Oh, this looks like Rocky in the early stages right here. Remember that scene where he's doing the crisscross? Definitely the younger version of a Rocky getting ready for the title fight right here.
One movie I've never watched.
I tell you what, it's a classic. You got to watch it.
I've seen parts of it, but I can't actually.
Adrian! Yes, it's actually a very good movie.
So it looks like, now is this a freestyle? They are going to be able to do whatever they want out there. So I'm going to remind everyone again that if you're listening, like to let us know where you're listening from. We'd love to know.
Yes, definitely.
At dogcast@mecotelco.net. We have about a little over 4 minutes left before the players will return to the field or to the field.
You're still in football like I am too, so, but yeah. I'd like to say, don't forget love boxes are being accepted right now. They'll be distributed on December 15th to families in the Mediapolis School District who need special assistance. They will be accepting items of food, paper, products, toys, good use, children's clothing, and monetary donations. If you have items to donate, you can drop them off at the IOOF Hall, located across the street from the post office during the following hours. December 8th, 9 a.m. till noon, and December 10th and 11th, 4 to 6 p.m. So please, if you can, donate.
And the community Christmas dinner is scheduled for, I think that's tomorrow at noon in the banquet room at 61 Chop House. Tell us to call for reservations, 319-985-2322, and leave a message, or stop by News and Foods and talk to Rhonda. But with that tomorrow, you probably need to call. Actually, Rhonda will probably be here tonight to watch her son Dalton Scott play basketball.
Yes.
So, I bet you can still leave a message if you would like to go to that. That's always a wonderful thing that was started several years ago and has really grown in the community.
And during this time of year, families in need all the help they can get. And in the feeling of giving, feel free to give all that you can. And as a community, and I know moving back here, Mediapolis is definitely a giving community.
We just saw that. I know for the boys and the boys football team, the girls volleyball team, the support from the community. Not only, yes, there's the monetary support, but just the emotional support and just, So, and right now you have 2 ranked teams for the winter sports. The girls are ranked number 5. The wrestling team, according to the predicament, is ranked 3rd, and we have 7 ranked wrestlers. So, and most of those, the majority of those, I think only one's a senior, I'll put it that way.
So there's a lot to come. I know I got to talk with Mr. Cummings, Coach Cummings earlier. He is excited about the time to come, not just this year, but definitely the time to come.
And I have one of my second graders here. We have Natalie Miller here, and she's going to talk to us about how she raised money for Jump Rope for Heart. Natalie, how much money did you raise? shout out to somebody who usually listens to the Dogcast. Hi, Grandma. Yeah, she's speaking to Grandma Puddin', because she usually listens to our Dogcast. That's amazing. Well, that's exciting. And do you get to go out and do one of the halftimes tonight? Do you do something special if you raise over $75? And will you go out there and jump rope, or do you just get an award or some recognition from Mrs. Anderson? Okay, we'll find out. Thank you for coming up here and talking to us. So that was Natalie Miller. She's a second grader, and she raised $250 for jump rope for Heart.
Wow.
And I
Great job.
Number 20, Mrs. Anderson will tell us how much the kids raise. It's always kind of a huge secret. In other years, she's had, I think last year she got covered with ketchup and mustard. She was dressed as a hot dog. The year before, she had to kiss a pig. And I can't remember. One other year, something happened to her. Maybe Silly Spring. They all got to, or Silly String got to shoot it at her.
Sounds like everything's ready to go. We're about ready to kick off the second half here of the girls' game. Mediapolis leading 54-19 here at Vernon Bud McLaren Court. Welcome, my name is Lee Kerr. If you're just tuning in, this is Kim Scheitlen, the wonderful play-by-play announcer I get to be with tonight, because I'll tell you what, I'm just scrambled trying to keep up with her. She's doing an excellent job, and so are these Bullets. They are just fantastic tonight. 54-19, they have controlled the game from the outset, and you can see the frustration on the Lone Tree players' face. Let's see what the halftime brought them.
Thanks, Lee. Well, Feldman brings the ball up court for Lone Tree. We tried to get the inbound pass there to the post player, but I think they're going to say that, I thought they were going to say Heidi Hilliard. I'm not sure exactly who that foul was on. He flashed those numbers so fast. So foul on Mediapolis. They get the ball inbounds right to Warson, and she puts it up for two. So Lone Tree starts with the opening basket of the second half. Mediapolis leads 54-19.
54-21, sorry.
You know what?
They were a little slow on the scoreboard.
Well,
Scoreboard.
I just wrote it down. I'm trying to keep stats here. I haven't tried taking pictures, keeping stats, and doing the play-by-play. I can't do that tonight.
I'm not helping you a whole lot, I know.
No, you're fine.
Hilliard again with the offensive rebound. She is just a dynamo in there. Unfortunately, her shot didn't go. Lone Tree pushed it up. I think we had a travel there.
I know we had travel there, but the officials didn't.
Okay, they're letting them play a little bit.
Heidi Hilliard brings it up, does a nice move there, goes over one defender with the ball, comes under, and attempts a layup, and it was called on Warson. That is number 1 on her, I believe. But doesn't have the. Usually they have the number individually underneath there and foul, but I don't think they're doing that tonight.
It doesn't look like it.
So Hilliard tries the first one of the free throws, and this is it.
It's a young season. Both of us are getting used to it. I think the scoreboard's getting used to it. But right now, Mediapolis is very much used to it, leading 54-21.
And Heidi Hilliard puts in the second free throw for 55 points for the Bullets. The Bullets have 55, not just Heidi. So Chamberlain looks for someone open there, trying to get the ball to Warson. Tries a one-handed pass there, but Hilliard's like, no. She got either a foot or an arm on it. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Lone Tree's ball, but she definitely denied that pass. And she's denied a lot of passes tonight, as have all the Bullets. We have an over-the-head pass there to Lone Tree from out of bounds, but can't get a handle on it. Mediapolis gets the ball. Hilliard's going to take it.
Little strong.
Excuse me. Wall-to-wall there. And I'm not sure what happens there.
Number 44, Heidi Hilliard, came down with the rebound. She was fouled on the putback, so she's going to be able to shoot 2.
I believe the foul was on Flemmer. I'm not sure again. They're not putting those up. So,
Oh, nice bounce.
Wow. Andrews Larson hits the back rim. It bounces clear up. I would say probably a good 3-4 feet and comes straight back down.
And didn't even shake the net.
No. Hilliard, Heidi Hilliard.
Oh.
Nice offensive rebound. This is put back, and Haley Hilliard gets the other offensive
She
Put back, but she got fouled.
she is just a tornado down there.
So far.
Wow. Anything that comes off on her side, she has controlled it all night long.
You know what? We haven't seen Kensley Heater come back in the ball game since that ball has hit her in the face, if I remember right. Either Haley Hilliard
Good
started
point.
for her the second half, and Haley was a starter for sophomore and junior years for Bullets, and perhaps the freshman year. I can only go back 3 years of basketball because that's when I started doing the writing for the girls basketball. So.
She took quite a shot earlier. I mean, that ball just barely left the Lone Tree player's hand, and it was a strong pass, so she really took a shot.
She's sitting clear down on the bench. I didn't even see her on the bench there, but it looks like she's sitting there. She probably has quite a headache, I would think.
We might be lucky if she is not concussed at this time, because there's a lot of that going on between the NFL and the college sports about concussions. So that may be, with the score being 58-21, that may be just kind of a thing they're doing to just keep her okay.
Free throw made there by Heidi Hilliard. Mediapolis leads 59-21, 38-point lead. As we reminded you in the first half, when the team leads by at least 35 points, we have continuous clock in the second half, and that clock will stay running continuously until the score is within 25 points. It's kind of unlike the football. Football, if it went back within the 35 points. So,
Sorry about that. I was working on some technical things. I apologize, Kim.
Okay. Haley Hilliard passes off to Andrea Larson. Larson passes back to Heidi Hilliard. Back to Larson into Haley Hilliard. Turns around and easily makes a turnaround jumper there for 2 points.
Were you talking about the constant clock now, the mercy clock rule, as they call it?
Football, it has to stay within 35 points, but basketball's different. It has to get within 25. So you can even, keep that clock running until it's within 25. So.
I'm not sure what that call was, but
43, foul on 43, which is Edwards. She's back in the game. She's the one that went down with, we thought, pretty serious ankle injury
yeah.
in the first half, but seems to be going up and down the court quite well now. So.
That looked like almost kind of a blocking foul or something. I wasn't quite sure of what that call was, but it's Mediapolis ball under the basket. Inbounding now is Siegel over to, and I'm losing track. I cannot keep up.
I was just trying to see who came in for Lone Tree.
And bounced around, and
we have a number 11, Abby Schmidt, in for Lone Tree. That was a number that hadn't been playing, so I just wanted to make sure I was looking that one up.
Mediapolis ball again.
Siegel will bring that ball in underneath the basket. Larson fights for position, puts the ball up, misses it, gets her own offensive rebound, tries it again, but misses it. And I think we're going to have an over-the-back foul there.
Yes.
Possibly on Jessica Holstein. Yep, that's who they're going to call it on. So foul for Mediapolis. On Mediapolis, Mediapolis has 2 team fouls in the second half. Lone Tree has 6, so we'll go into the bonus on the next Lone Tree foul and start shooting 1-on-1.
Well, Lone Tree's definitely going into the dribble drive offense here, trying to create something, but they're just a little errant with their passes. And now we've got a jump ball call under the basket, and it's yes, it's mine, and I'm not letting it go.
Coach Rogers said last time I interviewed him that she's just a spark off the bench. She comes in off the bench, but still provides a lot of points. I think she had a double-double last week coming in off the bench. They have a turnover there. Heidi Hilliard took a step before she dribbled the ball, so Feldman brings the ball up court for Lone Tree. Tries to pass it to Clemmer. Clemmer doesn't ever get it. Feldman picks it back up, puts it up, misses it, and ball is out of bounds. I thought on Lone Tree, but I guess it was off of Mediapolis.
No, it was off of Mediapolis. But a nice job by Heidi just to make sure they didn't get an offensive board.
Allison Hedges coming into the game, and Darby Massner passes off to Heitman. I'm not going to say throw.
Air ball, yeah, desperation shot.
Well, this doesn't have that form. Andrea Larson grabs it, puts it up, gets her own offensive rebound, puts the ball back up, and this time makes it, and this time is fouled, so has time to
definitely Mediapolis is crashing the boards on both ends of the court. And Lone Tree just doesn't have an answer for them. They're not putting a body on the player. And Mediapolis is really having their way with the rebounds. And from Lone Tree's standpoint, you can't let Mediapolis have these second shots. They're too tall, they're too good. On the other end of the court, they have to get positioned to get their offensive rebounds, but Mediapolis is already there, established, and they're just taking those rebounds away. So right now, Lone Tree, I can see them chasing their tail just a little bit as far as rebounds are concerned.
That's a good synopsis there, Lee. It's definitely what's happened, and you just always see the Mediapolis players hustling, getting the rebounds, out-rebounding, and usually getting a hand on the ball and the passes. Always getting a hand on the denying the passing lanes.
They've done a great job with that. Yes, yes.
Flemmer has the ball, looks for it inside, but boy, she's going to get up. Larson maybe
Little too aggressive.
call a foul on her. Flemmer will bring the ball in for Lone Tree. Once again, she's the leading scorer for Lone Tree, averaging 13.7 points per game. But tonight, if I look up on the board, she has 1 point for the night, if that's correct up by the scoreboard. That point, I think they're keeping pretty accurate. Heidi Hilliard comes out. Senior Becca Marker comes into the ball game.
Not a bad idea.
Passes to Feldman. Feldman passes off, and they get it over to Maggie Schmidt in the wing. Becker comes down with a rebound, and it looks like a little desperation grab there by
Feldman, yep. Lone Tree's just a little slow getting back. You can see it in their face. They're
That's the 7th foul, so it should be one-on-one, and I can't yell down at people, but it looks like Coach Holton and Coach Roberts.
I think they're trying to get their attention that definitely we're in the bonus round right now.
I thought I mentioned that earlier, so it looks like Becca Marker is going to the line. I'll be shooting one on Mediapolis.
Yeah, good thing Coach got their attention because it was definitely bonus time. I'm not from, this is my first year on basketball, folks. I apologize. I'm a little slow. Wow, I tell you, that Meepo defense, Lone Tree tried to drive in there. 3 Mediapolis players had their hands on that ball. She had no place to go. From a jump ball situation, off to the far right, 3-point launched, no chance. Definitely keeping the pressure on. They are not letting up even with the substitutes.
And with 10 seconds left on the clock, I would imagine Lone Tree goes for the last points of the game. Does. Flemmer gets it inside, puts in 2. She will get a chance to shoot her free throws.
She did a great job of using her body to attack the defensive player. She thrusted with her hips as she shot to make sure she drew the contact, which gave her the extra shot.
She'll shoot her one. There's nobody else out there but herself. She misses it. I think that would be kind of intimidating.
The worst thing I hated, and I never got chosen for it very much, but shooting the technical when nobody was around. You're used to everyone standing there, their arms ready to enter the paint. But to stand there alone, and you've got all of these people in the stands, very tough to shoot. That's right. You've got grandparents, aunts, and uncles coming in as well. Now, if you're listening to this Dogcast, we'd love to hear from you. Tell us where you are and who you are listening with. Email us at thedogcast@meepotelco.net. And believe me, we would love to hear from you all football season long. We got Puerto Rico, Colorado, Australia. Let us know where you are.
We got that a lot for the volleyball, too. It was fun to announce those. Usually Andrea Draper's listening down in Australia, too.
Yes.
Haven't heard from her for
I'll tell you what, actually, I am, and I'm trying to share my sit-down blanket with you here because these bleachers are a little tough on the hiney, as they say in certain places. But yeah, but I'll tell you what, I really feel for the boys because they've got 3 in a row. And last night they were a little lethargic up here against Mid Prairie. I'm really looking to see what they bring tonight against Lone Tree. Yes, definitely. And then I believe they play Beacon tomorrow.
If I remember right, I think Beacon's maybe a little bit down in the conference. When I looked at the conference standings, just the conference games for the boys. We'll get to that. I just have several sheets of paper.
But I'll tell you what, coming off a football season that was so long and only having 4 practices, and as well as the girls with volleyball, you've really got to admire how they have been able to transition from football into basketball, from volleyball into basketball, because I'll tell you what, I would like a day off.
You know, the boys actually didn't have any practices before their jamboree because they played Friday the 16th.
Oh!
On Monday the 19th. So they won, and it was a jamboree, but no practices for Jordan Wagenbach and Forrest Steller. Now, some of them were in there practicing, and Dalton Scott wouldn't have been in there, Caleb Gers. So, looks like Rachel Holstein's at the line, was fouled, I think trying to...
Made a beautiful shot, yes. Drove in under the basket, beautiful lay-in.
And she makes the free throw to make a nice three-point play for 65-23 Mediapolis lead. Clock's running continuously. We have Sarah Staley in there for Mediapolis now, Darby Massler, Rachel Holstein, Becca Marker, and Allison Hedges.
Darby Massner just, it wasn't really a foul. It was just kind of ran into her a little bit. I guess it was a foul. Great defensive job there by number.
Rachel Holstein.
Yes.
And she's going to take it all.
All the way. Would not be denied on that drive. She took it from end to end.
Feldman brings the ball up, passes off to Heitman. Heitman looks to the inside, tries to get it to Clemmer, but again, Mediapolis gets a hand on the ball, deflected. They can't get the pass. And actually, I thought Mediapolis deflected the ball, but they're trying to give the ball to Mediapolis. So
I think a Lone Tree player down on the block touched it, but it just shows you, even with these substitutions, they are so tenacious denying the pass.
Becca Marker tries a shot out there on the wing, misses it. Offensive rebound by Allison Hedges, the shortest person out there on the court
Yes.
right now, but I'll tell you what, she doesn't know she's the shortest one. She really goes for it.
Plays with fire. And I'll tell you what, right there, she went after that ball. And she gets a chance to shoot for 2 here. We have not seen a drop-off in the tenacity of this Bulldog team.
Allison has such an arch on her shot. Well, she's just going to go after that.
It's a hot potato.
Rachel Holstein's actually the one that comes up with the rebound on the free throw attempt by Hedges. Passes up to Phil Heitman. Heitman dribbles it, takes it all the way down for Lone Tree's 25th point of the game. So Mediapolis leads 71-25 with 5:55 left in the game and continuous clock. Heitman almost gets the interception there.
Ill-advised projected pass there. But Mediapolis gets it back.
Allison Hedges brings the ball up court. Looking for, nice pass. It would have been a good play. Just overshot Sarah Staley a little bit, breaking the backcourt, breaking to the basket.
Tried the backdoor move, and a little miscommunication. She kind of stopped, and the pass was a little in front of her.
Clemmer brings the ball in. Boy, I would have known that was Coleman the ball, but passes to Chamberlain. Somebody on the inside. Passes it cross court to Feldman. Feldman puts up a three-point attempt, and she makes it. So 3-point goal for Lone Tree. 71-28 lead for Mediapolis with a little under 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. And then this one will be in the books. Definitely a victory for Mediapolis, but we'll just see how close Lone Tree can get.
Nice defensive effort there by Feldman.
I think she's glad to see Mediapolis' starters not in the game right now.
she's actually not the shortest player on the court anymore.
Passes to Heitman. Heitman passes to Plummer. Plummer drives the left-hand baseline drive there. Tries to put up a little layup. Gets fouled, but she does make the basket.
That really says something with most of Mediapolis' starters out, I guess all of them now. Flemmer is just now starting to blossom a little bit, so that tells you how good the defense was for Mediapolis. She makes the extra point. Mediapolis brings it in. Full court press by Lone Tree, but Mediapolis breaks it.
Boy, nice job by Allison Hedges to break through that. Sarah Staley dribbles the ball to the post. Rachel Holston tries to take it underneath Wilson, and Wilson fouls her. I'm not sure how many fouls she has right now.
Not really a real good move to the basket. She was completely underneath, but by trying to go up with a shot, she got Warson to foul her, and that's what you've got to do when you're out of position. Put your body up there and make them foul you.
Timeout by Lone Tree. We'll go ahead and run for our sponsors. We have Mediapolis Telephone Company, Elin Agency, DMC Mutual, Meepo Booster Club.
Creative Visions, Delzell Brothers, Ertz Carpet, USG.
Gray River Medical Center, SG Construction, Brewer Agency, Mediapolis Savings Bank.
Hawkeye Bendershaw, Prairie Ridge, Myers Construction, the Mediapolis News.
Main Street Tire, Deadmaster Real Estate, Meepo Foods, Mediapolis Vet Clinic.
Ride Electric, Rhodes, CMA Services, Two Rivers Bank, and Morning Sun Farm Implement.
Standard of Beaverdale and Cafe Old World. Be sure and let these sponsors know you appreciate the broadcast. We're glad you're listening. We want to remind you again, this is Kim Sheitlin and joined by Lee Kerr tonight, bringing you the girls' action. And soon after this, probably in about half an hour by the time we have warm-up time, starting lineups, and we still have 4 minutes left in this game, we'll be bringing you the boys' action, the Bulldogs against the Lions, which should prove to be a little bit more exciting game than what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, it's pretty much been dominated by Mediapolis, but I'll tell you what, Kim, it's a pleasure to work with you. I've had an enjoyable evening. I can't even talk right now. I've had an enjoyable evening so far, and I look forward to doing the boys' game with you.
Have to as well, Lee.
I'll tell you what, if you get a chance and you go out to Meepo Foods, tell Randy that Lee says that there's only 7 Mondays in a week, okay? Tell him that for me. He'll know what I'm talking about because he told me that.
Edwards picks up the rebound off of the free throw attempts by Mediapolis. Rachel Holstein gets her hand on the pass, rolls down her body off her foot and rolls out of bounds. So Mediapolis now will bring the ball in. We have some substitutions. We have Abby Eberhard in there. We have Allie Master, I believe, and Ashley Hedges. So 2 Masters, Eberhard, Marker, and Hedges.
Which is a great opportunity for these guys to be playing because you never know when you're going to need substitutions in a very long basketball season.
Flemmer decides to drive. They try to stop her. It looked like Ashley Hedges and maybe Allie Master. I'm not sure who was called for the foul, but Flemmer makes the basket. But did they count it? I thought they did.
I think the scoreboard's just a little slow. Yep, there we go.
Oh, okay. So she makes the basket.
She misses the extra point. Lone Tree steals it away. Stolen back.
Varsity points here.
And the Mediapolis bench erupts. They jump up and down.
I'm thinking this will be, if it's not the first game, she may have dressed Tuesday. This might be Allie's first game dressed in varsity. So pretty exciting. That was maybe her first basket for varsity.
Cool. Excellent. And great to see the bench jumping up for her. What a great job. Well, the coach is still out there coaching, wanting to make sure that the young ones know what's going on. We've got a foul here, trying to fight for a position on the inbound pass by Lone Tree. So, yeah, the clock, now it's going again, yeah.
Stopped it, but 2.5 minutes left of the game with the continuous clock. It stops on timeouts and I believe free throws, but no, I'm not so sure on that. Feldman hits a three-pointer for Lone Tree. So Lone Tree scoring most of their points here, it seems like, in the fourth quarter, but they still have their starters in and Mediapolis doesn't. But these girls are still hanging in there too.
Yes, they are. And there's the three-point attempt.
By Ashley Hedges. What's up? And Hedges misses, and there's a foul on Mediapolis. So the ball will come back to Lone Tree, and that. Whoops, they're saying now, guys, that makes it.
Are we into the bonus round?
I don't know how we are because it looks like they only have 5 fouls up on the scoreboard. Remember, this was a problem last year during a really crucial part of the game. I want to say against Van Buren. The scoreboard had like 5 fouls, and Coach Rogers was trying to get the ball back, instructed his players to foul, and they had it wrong up there. And instead of us alternate, or them taking the ball out and us getting a chance to steal it, sent the Van Buren to the free throw line. Kind of a bad way to end the game. That was in the Super Conference shootout.
And it looks like the same thing here. They kind of lost track of what the fouls were. We went from 5 now to 7, so they will be shooting the bonus, and it looks like we've got more substitutions. And
Staley back in there for Allie Massner. So the shot by Feldman rolls out. Maggie Schmidt picks up the ball.
nice move by her. I have not seen that done in a long time. She did not put her body against the Mediapolis defender. She shot completely out and around and let her just move out of the way. Nice job to get the rebound. And she makes the free throw. So a very heads-up play.
So the clock stopped again because of the free throw shooting. Seems like we've been shooting lots of free throws here in the last quarter, excuse me.
Well, with a few of the substitutes in, you can expect a little bit rougher play. But overall, I think the referees have let them go at each other for the most part.
Shot attempt by Beth Lamarca goes out of bounds. And Lone Tree ball underneath the basket. Excuse me, Heitman will bring the ball in, passes to Edwards. Edwards brings the ball off, passes right back to Heitman. They don't have a lot of time here. Of course, in a minute and a half, or a little over a minute, you can't score 36 points, but I'm sure they're looking for a few more, make it a little bit more respectable score.
They want their names in the varsity book as well.
So number 11, I believe that's Abby Schmidt, drives baseline, misses the basket, but gets fouled by, I'm not sure who, I want to say
Darby Massiner. Yep. She did a good job of cutting off the baseline, which as a defender, you never want to give up the baseline. She did a good job of shutting it down. She just got there a half step too slow.
So Abby will get ready to shoot the ball here. 1-1 for both teams right now, it looks like on the scoreboard, and she makes one. I'm a little confused on the scoreboard right now. She have only shot one.
She shot two.
She shot two?
Yes,
Okay.
she shot two. She missed.
Hasn't gotten any points for either one of them, I don't think.
Now, here we go. All right. Yep.
Okay, little slow. 73 to 38 right now. 35 points for the Bullets. 35-point lead for the Bullets. Excuse me, a little over 30 seconds to play. Back to Marker. Tries to get it in. Little pass there to number 41, Mackenzie Reynolds. Gets her hand on it. Deflects it out of bounds. So Lone Tree will bring the ball in.
Still playing. Great man-to-man right there. Good steal. Nice feed up top.
Eberhardt passes the ball off to Staley. Staley puts it up.
A lot of contact there.
Schmidt takes the ball out to the Lone Tree. I think there was a travel there, but I think it's a foul. I think the travel came first.
I wondered how many steps you can get in between one dribble. I thought I counted 4.
So the Bullets are their first time. They're 73 and 38. That puts them 5-0 in conference and 5-0 overall. Leah, probably pretty much what we expected from the Bullets. I actually thought Lone Tree would stay in the game a little bit more, but like you said, with the defense and the rebounds, didn't really stand a chance.
I don't think the game's over yet.
Until it gets to the free throws.
Yeah, you can't end the game on a defensive foul. So, But yeah, Mediapolis definitely stayed out there, kept the tenacity up all night long. Their man-to-man defense was just smothering. You can't call it anything but that. Any errant pass, Mediapolis picked off. They advanced the ball very quickly on the fast break, and when they had to settle into a half-court offense, they worked Lone Tree the way they wanted to get the result they wanted. They did not throw up a lot of errant shots. They didn't settle for shots. They did what they wanted to do, but mostly the defense, honestly, tonight gave them their offense because they just did not let Lone Tree get settled into anything.
Really nice job. So Lone Tree did make one of those last free throws, so the final score was 73-39 instead of 73-38. And but we'll get 20 minutes on the clock here in time, and we will have the boys come out to start warming up. It looks like we have the second and third graders out there, or actually anybody from elementary that raised more than $75. So we'll try to take a little time here and announce these kids that raised more than $75 for the American Heart Association.
Excellent.
I know most of them. Hopefully I can help out if we can't hear it over there. Keegan Akers. Kyrie Anderson. Brianna Birkenstock. Michael Brown. Deborah Brown. Quincy Shalupa. Sarah Coates. Alexis Creelman. Maisie Daly. Duncan Delzell. Skylar Egan. Oh boy, she didn't want to. Russell Egan. Skylar Egan, I believe. Sarah Gerlin. I think I'm getting these words. Claire Gerlin. Liz Lane. Jacob Leinberger. Cole Lipper. Mallory Martin. Mason McGee. Alexis Miller. Andrew Mellinger. Natalie Miller. Jack Myers. Elena Oliver. Tyler Samuels. Owen Schmidtgall. Leah Schmidtgall. Nicole Schnedler. Adriana Schultz. Liberty Schultz. Mackenzie Springsteen. Lydia Tager. Brandon Teensberg. Autumn Teensberg. And Logan T. These students worked really hard this year, and they are just now finding out for the first time that they exceeded their goal of $7,800. Wow. And they did exceed their goal of $7,800. I'm not sure what special thing. Usually Mrs. Anderson has some kind of incentive. As I said before,
You said she dressed up as a hot dog?
And the kids got to squirt her with ketchup and mustard.
Now there's an incentive right there.
Egg one year, and then 1 year, I just remembered it, and now it's gone again. Oh, she had to dress up in a chicken suit and do the chicken dance.
Was that at a basketball game, though?
No, that was during an assembly during the auditorium just for the elementary.
Oh, good.
If you maybe raise more money, then you get to squirt her with the ketchup and mustard. Also, I think that was one of the
Cool.
Here come your Mediapolis Bulldogs. 20 minutes on the clock, so hopefully that'll start soon.
Definitely.
So we have 20 minutes till game time. If you have time, this will be a good time to get up. Don't make it too nacho for yourself or Bethany, and get ready for some good basketball action. Not that we didn't see great basketball action in the girls' game, but I think we'll see a little bit closer game in the boys' matchup.
Hopefully we will. I know last night they were a little lethargic. You could see they were a little tired, and I bet coming off that football season for the majority of them, only having 4 days of practice, plus now they're into their second night of a 3-game in a row. I'm sure they're tired. There's probably not a whole lot of spring in their step, but I think last night maybe woke them up a little bit. Mid-Prairie came in, kind of bit them at the ankles. I mean, they were all over the place. He just kind of took the wind right out of them. I know Dalton Scott took a heck of a shot on the chin, and was bleeding early there, so that kind of took him out early. I don't know if he had to have stitches or what, but he definitely got hit hard on the chin, so he got taken out. Wagenbach had foul trouble early. I think he was trying to do a little bit too much to fire up the team, so they had to pull him out a little bit in the early contest. And it just seemed like the boys were a little bit lethargic, kind of without their field general, if you know what I mean, with Jesse being out and Jordan because of foul trouble. And then all of a sudden they came back with a huge spark. They came back and really broke down that full court press, and it looked like, okay, the Bulldogs are on a roll. And then it just kind of faded, and it just seemed like they kind of lost their gusto. Even when Wagenbach came back in and Scott came back, it just seemed like, okay, we kind of gave up. And I don't want to say that about them, but you just felt like, oh, wow, you know, the burden was too much. Forstellum did a great job coming in when he did. I mean, I'll tell you what, I would hate to block this guy out down around the post. And Mid-Prairie didn't want anything to do with him either. So,
They faced him in football.
oh, yeah. So, you know, I'm hoping tonight maybe they kind of looked back at last night and said, you know what, we could have done better. And I think they could. I think they were just a little bit lazy with their passes. They weren't quite as sharp, quite as quick. I'm sure Coach saw it too. Kent and I had talked about it. And I think if they can come back tonight and just pick that up a little bit, pick the pace up, pick the spirit up a little bit, after watching what the girls did to Lone Tree, they've got a bigger challenge on their plate right now. And I remember, too, if the girls won, the boys didn't want to lose. So, you know, it's one of those things to say, all right, the girls went out and dominated. Let's go out and win. So I'm really looking forward to this contest. I don't think we saw the best that the boys had to bring last night. I'm wanting to see it tonight.
Yeah, and like you said, the second of a 3 games in a row, consecutive night. So, and they play Tuesday night as well, so this has been a big night for the boys. The girls were supposed to play as well last night. They pulled the girls game. That is now going to be played. It's called Rivalry Saturday.
I heard about that.
Rogers told me about that. It'll be on January 5th at Cornell College in Mount Vernon. And I believe he said there'd be like 5 or 6 varsity games, all different classes, and most of the teams would be ranked in the top 10. So, you know, if you love girls basketball, don't mind a drive to Mount Vernon. I'm not even sure how long of a drive that is. I think about 2.5 hours, or maybe not even that far. 2 hours.
I'm not sure either. I really don't know. I'm not much of a traveler. I like to go home. So.
I was thinking on the way to UNI for Unidome that maybe their basketball assignment said to turn to Mount Vernon. So I think it's kind of close up there. So.
But what a great.
And being in college arena,
Exactly. And with the top tier teams all playing, what a great way to go in there and say, hey, look at us. We deserve to be here. We're going to take you on and take you out. And that's why they call it rivalry. Let's look at us, look at you. Let's go at it. And like you said, in a college setting, what a great way to do it. And come out and feel like, hey, look what we did. Take a look at Mediapolis again. Because back in school, it was always about the 6-on-6 with Bud McLaren and everything. Anywhere you went within the 5-7 state around us, everybody knew about girls basketball and Mediapolis girls basketball. So this is a great way for this team, which they have the chance to do that, to put their stamp on it now and say, look at us.
exactly. And in the 5-and-5, exactly. So each team right now only has 9 players, but if I remember correctly, I am guessing the JV game probably is still going on for the boys in the other gym. So I bet as soon as that's over, or maybe Coach Kester is still talking to the boys, but Lone Tree as well only has 9 players out on the floor. So I bet we'll see more players come out here pretty soon. Their games start at 6, so could easily still be underway. If I remember correctly,
Well, we talked to Coach last night, and he even said, "Look, we've only had 4 practices. The best is yet to come." And you can see that there's a lot of melding to do in this cooking pot of a boys basketball team. The talent is there. You can see it bubbling right on the surface. They just haven't quite gotten there yet. And it's going to take more than 4 practices to do this. And in a way, this 3-game stretch is going to be tough. It's going to test your mettle, but it's good for them because it's now or never. Let's begin the season this way. Let's get the worst out of the way. And once we've done that, now we can work on, we know what it feels like last night to lose. All right, we know what that feeling is. They didn't feel that a whole lot in football. Now they know they can build on that because nothing tastes as bitter as a defeat. So I really do expect a lot of big things out of it. I know they missed Jesse. We talked about that a little bit too. But Jordan is stepping up. You saw Forrest step up. You've got Dalton Scott. You've got Brody Armstrong. You've got a nucleus here, plus some of the younger guys that played in JV as well came in substitution late in the game, and they didn't let up either. So, and the JV had a wonderful game last night. They really took it to them. Yes. So I expect big things out of these guys. It might just take a little bit longer to meld, but don't turn these guys down. And I'll bet you tonight, if they wanted to, they could really crank it up like we know Mediapolis Athletics can.
And they're undefeated in the conference right now. They have defeated L&M, they defeated Thomas Johnson, and they defeated Linfield Mount Union. So the boys as well as the girls are undefeated in the conference, and then the girls overall are undefeated, but they have not had a game outside of the conference.
Well, it's a great time to be a Mediapolis Athletics fan, though. I mean, we've had a wonderful fall with the football, the volleyball, the track.
Cross country,
Yes, wonderful. Now we've got the wrestling, the basketball. I'm telling you what, if you're a Mediapolis, and this is going to sound bad, athletic supporter, but you can't take a breath because it's just coming at you all the time. And this is what's great. We're looking down here. We're starting to fill this up pretty good. And I'm hoping to hear a little bit more out of the crowd than we did last night. We've got the band over there doing a great job. We've got more people here. And we started to hear a little bit about that in the girls' game, but it got so far out of hand so quick, the fans really didn't get into it.
it's hard to be enthusiastic for that. When it starts, it's great, but yet at the same time,
When you get out to double-digit leads, yeah.
what was the halftime score, like 54 to something, if I remember right? So.
I really expect a lot of support for these Bulldogs with the crowd that we have here, and looking around at the faces that I know some of these guys and gals are going to be really into this. So I'm looking forward to starting this game in about 10 minutes.
We'll run through our sponsors again tonight if we can. Oh, that's right, Lee. Go ahead. I see where you're going. That's great.
Well, I wanted to once again bring up the Love Boxes, our accepting items. Love Boxes will be distributed on December 15th to families in the Mediapolis School District who need special assistance. We will be accepting items of food, paper, products, toys, good used children's clothing, and monetary donations. If you have some items to donate, drop them off at the IOOF Hall, located across the street from the post office, during the following hours. December 8th from 9 a.m. till 12 noon. December 10th and 11th from 4 to 6 p.m.
And we want to remind everyone the community Christmas dinner is tomorrow at the 61 Chop House. If you haven't already made reservations, call 319-985-2322 and leave a message for Rhonda. I know she's not at home right now. She's in the ball game, but that is tomorrow. I would assume there'll be a good food, and I think usually door prizes as well. I believe that's where my mom and dad are heading. They've been gone several years and really enjoy it. And also the Meepo group with Christmas coming up. Boy, the Meepo group, as some of you may not know, is the elementary parent organization here in Minneapolis. They have bought, I can name numerous things in my classroom that they've bought. They Monday, December 10th
at
6:30 p.m. at the school's elementary library, or Friday, December 14th at City Hall. So maybe they're having a meeting and you can drop them off there, but I guess that was a little confusing the way that was worded there.
Yeah, a little different there. It took me the first time I read it to figure it out. So, well, I'd love to let's dive right into our sponsors here.
Okay.
They have been so gracious to us throughout the Dogcast season. Mediapolis Telephone Company, proud to sponsor this Mediapolis Dogcast. Watch the replay on MTC's cable channel. Eland Agency, DMC Mutual. Contact Eland Agency and Des Moines County Mutual for all your insurance needs.
And I have another jump roper from my classroom joining us tonight. I have Maisie Daly.
Hello.
Hey, we were talking to Natalie earlier, and I was going to ask you, was there anything special that Mrs. Anderson promised you guys if you raised over the goal that she gave you?
No.
No? Because last year, didn't you get to squirt her with ketchup and mustard?
Oh yeah, she's putting tattoos all over her body and getting her hair like a honey.
She's going to put her hair like a honeybee, like a honeycomb. What?
The old beehive.
And get tattooed.
Get tattoos all over her.
Wow. To the people that raised a lot of money, like over $75 like you did, do you get to put the tattoo on her or select the tattoo? And how much money did you raise for that?
$100.
And how did you get, Natalie was up here earlier and said she started her own website. How did you collect it? Did you just ask your parents and friends, go to door?
Instead of office and put it out for the office, get restaurants and put it in there.
That was great. And the money raised was for the American Heart Association, right? And the money was raised for the American Heart Association? And did you, what was I going to say? When you jump rope, was it just one day in PT, you set your goal, and then you just jump rope the whole time? Well, thank you, Maisie, for coming up and talking to us. And that was Maisie Daly, a second grader in my classroom. I don't think she realizes she might be on TV, too.
We kind of snuck that in there.
Okay. I remember Jerry did that one time when I was interviewing Brian Morrison. Not only did I have to listen to myself on the local channel, I got to see myself as well.
He did that to me last night, and I turned around to get a drink of water, and the camera was, I mean, not kidding you, 1 foot from my face, and I thought, good grief. So,
I think we left off with the Meepo Booster Club. Thank you for stopping so I could get a chance to talk to her.
always a pleasure with the kids there. Creative Visions, hair care for the whole family. Cuts, coloring, perms, and tanning.
Delzell Brothers, your local dealer for Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep, and also your local dealer supporting local events.
Ertz Carpet, your home for Dura Ceramic, Dura Ceramic, Congolium, and Armstrong Flooring. I'm sorry if I butchered that.
You know what? Denise is sitting up here. We're going to have to ask her about that because to me, I just didn't know if it was a reversal of letters or if they're actually two different products. We'll try to grab her.
We'll try to get her for that. We'll get her on the Dogcast. You go get her. I'm going to keep going with these. U.S. Gypsum Company, a proud supporter of Mediapolis School and Athletics. Great River Medical Center, dedicated to improving the region's health and providing quality care.
SG Construction currently has lots available for purchase in the RDM LLC subdivision in Meepo. Brewer Agency is your local hometown insurance agency providing all of your insurance needs.
Mediapolis Savings Bank, supporters of the Mediapolis community, its students, and athletes.
Hawkeye Petter Shop. Fill out an application today for positions now open at Hawkeye Petter Shop.
Prairie Ridge, providing care for Des Moines County and the Mediapolis community.
Myers Construction. No job is too big or too small. Myers Construction can handle them all.
The Mediapolis News. Stay up to date on Meepo sports and area happenings for only $35 a year.
Main Street Tire. Sign up for the Main Street Tire Car Care Club and enjoy benefits and discounts on car services.
Deb Massiner Real Estate, looking to make your next home in Mediapolis? Call Deb Massiner at 319-759-3715.
Meepo Foods, where customer satisfaction is
Mediapolis Vet Clinic, large and small animals, routine exams, vaccinations, x-rays, in-house blood work, and surgeries. Rhodes Jewelry, supporters of Mediapolis students and athletes. Go Dogs and Bullets. Two Rivers Bank, sponsors of Bulldog Bank and providers of Mediapolis scholarships. Standard of Beaverdale, your locally owned lumber and home center, is proud to support Mediapolis and thanks you for your support. All right, let's do that. Well, it looks like we're going to be taking on the Lone Tree team here pretty quick. I was going to run through a few. Hang on just a second. We got a technical problem. I guess I won't be going through those stats. It appears that I wrongly printed off the girl stats only, so I apologize for that. But I do want to take a big shout out to Randy up there at Meepo Foods. Randy, if you're listening to us, this is Lee. I'm doing my best to support you. You know I'm there for you, guy. And definitely up to Cafe Old World. Your pizza is the best, folks. You know that. I'm a big supporter of your food, and I could really go for a little bit of Cafe Old World pizza right now because it's pizza night, right? It's Friday night. Isn't Friday night pizza night?
Any night it's game night, no supper night. Sorry. Tomorrow night's pizza night because I'll be out here for the wrestling.
Ah.
And hopefully my husband will let me order pizza, and then I'll be out here the next morning on Sunday at 6:15 to take money for the kids wrestling. The tournament, the fundraiser for the Mediapolis Wrestling Club is this weekend, so I saw this one on the calendar far in advance, and these next 2 weeks were ones I was kind of dreading. I counted today, I think I have 15 stories to be ready for next week. I have one done. I did finish one tonight, so.
Well, bless your heart. You are definitely a busy person.
We are starting the starting lineup. For Lone Tree, 00, Logan Forbes.
Yep. Caleb Gers gets the start for Mediapolis. Dalton Scott. Brian Forbes. Wow, Forrest is starting tonight. Yeah, I see Brody was off to the side there. So maybe coach is going with a little bit different attack for tonight. We'll have to see. I know Forrest really put it out an effort last night when Kent and I were here. That's not to say that any of the Bulldogs did not do their best, but you just had to wonder if maybe, he's going with a little bit of mix-up to see what kind of chemistry he can come up with here. And maybe, to let the Lone Tree know that, hey, we're going to go with our big guys against you. Let's see what you've got to bring against our big guys. Because really, they're bringing out a lot of them here. I know Forrest is going to be definitely something in the middle that you're going to have to contend with after watching him last night.
And I keep forgetting that you got to watch them play last night.
Yes.
I just didn't get to see that.
It was like I said, they seem to be just a little slow, a little lethargic, but you know, the season's just starting, and here we are. There's the tip-off. Lone Tree's got it, and Caleb Gerst tries to steal it away, and Beckman fouls him down in the paint. So, pardon me, I'm still getting everything squared away.
Go to the line there for the Lions. So 5 seconds off the clock. Lone Tree scores the first points of the game with Gabe Lorick at the line.
And he gets set, ready to shoot his second. It's in, and Mediapolis will start out with Lone Tree on a full court press right now. Over to Jordan Wagenbach, over to Belknap.
Belknap passes over to Jordan Wagenbach.
That's a way to break that press, but Lone Tree comes right back, driving all the way is number 55.
Well, you can probably hear that from where you're sitting at your computer. Somebody went down hard, and Gabe Lorick's going back to the line. I'm not sure who
I believe it's Brian Forbes is going back to the line. Foul is on number 22, Jordan Wagenbach. He just didn't get his feet set, and already Jordan is in foul trouble with just a few minutes off the clock.
is that a technical? Are they calling that an intentional foul?
Wow.
Confused here. I think it's being called maybe as an intentional foul, but intentional foul wouldn't have the player just there.
There's a lot of confusion going on right now with one official.
Some of the confusion is happening right here, right now with me. That has to be a technical foul.
Well, yeah, there's no players around.
Forbes takes a shot, makes it. We'll get another one, and I would assume the Lions will have possession of the ball as well. Forbes gets another free throw.
There's a lot of confusion on the coaches' bench right now, too. They're not very happy. It's a 3-shot foul, so it had to have been intentional. At least that's what the referee felt.
There are some confused spectators as well.
We're getting a lot of glances up here at us as well. And, yeah, a 3-shot and the ball back to Lone Tree.
Actually, that was 4 shots then. Is that 6-3 now? They only had 2.
A double.
How did that happen? Maybe 2 from the foul and 2 because it was a technical. I don't know. Folks, I am really confused.
Oh, wow. And don't.
And then Lone Tree gets a rebound, puts the basket in the basket, and now they lead 8-3.
I'm sorry, Kim. I'm just completely.
We're just going to go from this point.
All right.
The Bulldogs
Yes.
have the ball. Caleb Gerst looking for an open player, finds Jordan Wagenbach. Wagenbach drives it to the inside, makes the basket, but they're going to call a blocking foul before, and this is going to be on number 1-1, which would be
Lucas, yes. I'll tell you what, right now I can tell you they're not letting them play like they did last night.
Justin Belknap.
Wow.
Okay. He fakes to the outside, dribbles to the inside, puts it up, and there's another foul. So Lone Tree's starting to draw a few fouls.
Gabe Lorick for Lone Tree called with the push off.
With this fouls getting called at this rate, we've had 5 fouls in a little over a minute.
Great shot by Jordan Wagenbach from outside. Beautiful. Lone Tree coming right back. Number 11 tried to lay it up. Jordan Wagenbach with the rebound, coming back down. A lot of pressure going on, and we've got another foul on Lone Tree, number 11, Lucas. Boy, I'll tell you what, the officials are trying to take control of this game right from the get-go.
Number 5, Trenton,
Gosnell, I believe. And Dalton Scott, and we have we have a line violation on Jordan Wagenbach.
So Logan Forbes brings the ball, passes to
Somebody check his bus pass. That was from downtown. Mediapolis pushing up. Belknap bringing it up. Now off to Caleb Gerst, who's going to come out front. We've got Forrest Stellum set on the block. Jordan Wagenbach on the right side. Dalton Scott sets a screen over to Forrest, over to Jordan, over to Dalton, and in the center is Belknap. But he rushed the shot, and it came off the glass. What a beautiful setup play by the offense. And now number 55 for Lone Tree, Brian Forbes, a three-pointer, a beautiful setup, and Coach Worrell is calling a timeout saying we have got to get this under control.
Brian Forbes has made so many points right now. I believe he's trying to figure out, they're not keeping points up there, I guess.
I don't think they can keep up, kind of like us, Kim. This has been just a run-and-gun start to this, and why is the clock still running?
They're going to have a problem there. They're going to have to realize, I hope that it was still running, but they're not. Good call there, Lee. I did not notice that.
Wow. Either they didn't start the clock after the last possession. Well, now, inbounding for Mediapolis is number 44. Elijah Wolf, thank you. And Wagenbach brings it up to the half-court line, over to Caleb Gerst, over to Elijah Wolf. Elijah Wolf drives, put up a shot, it was blocked. Bringing it up is number 55, Brian Forbes, and he takes another shot off the front of the rim, and a scramble for the ball into the Mediapolis bench, and it will be Mediapolis's ball with Jordan Wagenbach inbounding. Caleb Gerst takes it underneath the Lone Tree basket, bringing it up slowly, trying to set the offense. He goes off to the right side to Wolf. Cutting across is Wagenbach. Over is Dalton Scott, over to Caleb Gerst. Coming down is Wolf, over to Wagenbach at the top of the key, looking, driving to the left side, down into the block, takes a shot. It is short. It is
Rebound there for Lone Tree. So they're passing the ball for Lone Tree, and it looks like Gabe Lorick passing it back over to Andy Dodson. Andy Dodson throws up a two-pointer there, misses it, and Forrest Stelling grabs the rebound.
Caleb Gerst is slowing it down a little bit, bringing it up to the top of the key, over to Wagenbach on the left-hand side. He's looking to pass it to Scott at the top of the key, over to Gerst on the right-hand side. Back to Wagenbach. The pass is deflected, taken over by Lone Tree. Number 14 is bringing it up, going straight to the basket, almost uncontested, and a lay-in. That was put in by Andy Dodson of Lone Tree, and here comes Wolf bringing it up. He's setting the offense at the top of the key, over to the right to Wagenbach, into Forrest Stellum, and they're going to charge him with a offensive foul. A little too heavy on the elbow there. He was double teamed on the block. Forrest was clearing some room. Somebody needs to hire him for furniture moving, because let me tell you what, he cleared the entire space. Caleb Gerst is out, and I'm trying to see who came in there. Sorry about that.
Whoa, Brody Armstrong was just standing there innocently.
Wow, we are really starting to see some ticky-tack fouls.
Wow, 16-6 with a little under 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Lots of fouls.
Trenton Gosner over to number 10, Cable Lorick for Lone Tree. At the top of the key, here comes the Brian Forbes going in, and it just dribbles out. Rebound taken down by Belknap, over to Wagenbach. Wagenbach pushing it to the top of the key, into Brody Armstrong. He puts it up, but it's no good. Elijah Wolf fights with number 0, Logan Forbes, and it looks like Mediapolis's ball under the basket. So very intense play going on right now.
Quickly coming in for Lone Tree. I believe he was their quarterback. That name sounds really familiar.
I was not at that game. I apologize. At the top of the key is Wagenbach, over to Belknap at the top. Three-pointer, and it is good from the right-hand side. Bringing it up is number 14, Dodson, over to number 5. And Brody Armstrong comes down with the rebound up to Wagenbach, who takes it all the way to the hoop for a nice lay-in. Now it's 11-16. Meepo is behind. but here comes Forbes up, and he's pushing it hard. He's on the left-hand side over to Lorak. Over to number 24, and he goes to lay it in, no good. Belknap down with the rebound. Wagenbach up the center. He's got guys on the side. He takes it himself. Number 10, Gabe Lorak, and they're going to charge Wagenbach with an offensive charge. I'm not quite believing what I'm saying, but I'm not going to sit here and ride the refs. But there was definitely some defensive contact on Wagenbach at that time, and you can see some tension now on the Mediapolis bench with the coaches.
Brian Lorak's going to take a seat, and Riley Stump comes in. So just like Mediapolis, the girls have a nice depth and bench. I would think Lone Tree Lions do as well. Defensive rebound there by the Bulldogs, and Caleb Burst is bringing it up court. Burst calling out the offense, passes to Dustin Belknap. Belknap's going to try a three-pointer, misses it. Wolf almost has a rebound, but pulled down by Lone Tree instead. Timeout called by Lone Tree.
Belknap has a very sweet shot when he's able to set his feet. He just wasn't able to set at that time. Elijah Wolf did a great job trying to time that rebound, but just couldn't quite get there. And I'll tell you what, this is a back and forth game right now. Neither team wanting to let up. And this is just, as you can tell by us trying to call it, we just can't quite keep up with the action because Lone Tree is attacking Mediapolis. Mediapolis is attacking Lone Tree. And then you've got the referees calling everything, whether you see it or not, basically. So.
A much bigger crowd here for the boys' game than there was the girls' game. Lone Tree, I mean, even their side has really filled in.
Yes, it has. And you can start to hear the levels rise a little bit.
So Mediapolis has made a run here, though. They've had 3-pointers in the game, and then another basket by Jordan Wagenbach. And the score is now 16-11. Trailing by 5, they trailed by as much as 10 at one point, so they've cut that lead in half. And I just jinxed them because Lone Tree just made a 3-pointer.
Andy Dodson just shot the ball, and they're not afraid to light it up from downtown with Caleb Gerst bringing it up. He's looking around, getting the offense set over to Brody Armstrong on the left-hand side. Brody over to Wolf. Wolf back to Brody, who mishandles the bounce pass. And we just can't have this happening for the Bulldogs. Every possession is a must-have possession. And bringing it up is number 5, Trenton Gosnell. He's setting the Lone Tree offense, passing off over to Logan Forbes, who passes back to number 14, Andy Dobson. Down on the block, stolen away by Wolf, who's bringing it up on the left-hand side. He's back to center. Pass over to Caleb Gerst, who backs off and shoots the 3 and makes it. And you're starting to see this Mediapolis crowd come alive. And now we've got Trenton Gosnell bringing it up for Lone Tree, passing it off to the left-hand side. The shot for 2 put up, no good, but
Looked like Caleb Burst jumped a little bit too soon for the rebound. You think maybe he was pushed out of the way?
I think that's what they're calling.
He was ready for it, but it took a little extra bounce on the rim, so the timing was just off a little bit.
He tried to time it, and you're absolutely right. He got a nice shove in the back. So now Lone Tree comes out with a full-court press. The pass in to Caleb Gerst, back to Elijah Wolf, who brings it up the right-hand side, back to Caleb Gerst on the left. Brody Armstrong in the center. There goes Caleb. He's setting it back up on the point over to Belknap, who's on the left-hand side outside three-point range. Over to Wolf at the peak. Over to Caleb Gerst on the right-hand side, who's looking inside. Back to Belknap at the peak. Over to Caleb Gerst again. He tried to drive in. Elijah Wolf at the top of the key at the free throw line, and a contested shot for Stellum. Tries to put it back up. Brody Armstrong and number 24, Jordan Quigley, got into it a little bit. And I think they're going to call it on Brody.
Okay.
I really didn't see that.
Bonus already. Lone Tree is, and this is just the first quarter with 44 ticks on the clock. Lone Tree goes to the free throw line, so Quigley's at the free throw line. He gets a chance to shoot 1-1 and give the Lions possibly a 7-point lead.
Wow, there's been a lot of calls here that I'm not sure. And he puts it up and banks it in. He kind of, maybe that's the way he shoots it, but I don't think by the look on his face That's quite the way he wanted to put it in, but a nice bank shot if you call it. So he goes to shoot again. And it's up. This time, no contest. It's through. Belknap takes it at the baseline. Full court press by Lone Tree. Elijah Wolf back to Belknap in the center. Belknap mishandles over to Forbes, who's underneath the basket. Nice move and put back. Forbes scores for Lone Tree. The full court press is back on. Belknap in the center. Again, Caleb Gers is contested over on the right-hand side. Back to Belknap. Over to Elijah Wolf on the left. Back to the top of the key with Belknap. He calls for Gerst. Gerst takes it at the key. Over to Elijah on the left-hand side. Back to Belknap at the key. Caleb Gerst on the right-hand side looking to pass into Forrest Stellum. He's on a block. He pulls back. Nice jumper. Great touch by Forrest Stellum. Bringing it up now is Brian Forbes, and he takes a long three-point shot with 3 seconds left. And that is the first quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, I love doing football. I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle basketball. You are trying to keep stats, take pictures. I'm just trying to keep the dogcast alive. Last night, Mid-Prairie did the same exact thing. They pressured them the entire night long, and actually the JV game, Belknap did a great job breaking that pressure down in the JV game. That's why I have to believe he's starting tonight, because he's doing a good job, but he's still not.
He's usually a starter. He played JV last night.
Yeah. I'm now, don't make me start thinking of myself.
I just did not realize that. Forbes decides not to go downtown, takes it to the hoop.
Now you're really making me wonder who I was talking about, Kim. Don't do that to me. What is he?
Wolf, maybe? He's a senior.
Well, maybe I was the wrong guy. Sorry.
That's all right.
I tell you what, I've had so many names fly by me.
Exactly. And it's easy
I
for me
apologize.
because I see them from elementary on. So for me, it's a lot easier to name.
It was a very tall guy in JV, but I apologize. Maybe I'm completely messed up. But they did a good job breaking it down, and I talked to Coach about that at that time. I think what they're trying to do is the same thing, but they're going to have to slow down a little bit. Now here they go with a huge baseball pass, but a very ill-advised under the basket pass, and here comes Lone Tree right back. And they're not afraid to put it up. And here comes Belknap. Loses the handle on it. They're going to have to slow this down. Forrest tries to stop him, but number 11, Lucas Sevelding, puts it in. Now let's see what we can do here. Caleb Gers is coming back. He's got to get across before the time, and he just about loses a handle on it. Over to Belknap. Back to Gerst. That should have been close. I'm surprised, but right now they're dealing with the clock as being the sixth man, and now they're going to call Belknap with the travel. I'm just about out of breath. Sorry. Bringing up number Lucas Sevelding's bringing it up. He's setting the offense at the top of the key. Over to Forbes on the left-hand side, who's been a killer for him. He's at the free throw line, passes out back to Sevelding, and Forbes takes the three. This guy is a killer from long range. That's a three-point shot. Nicely done. Over to Belknap, who's now trying to pass back to Gerst, who misplays it. He tried to save it. He traveled long before he got to the basket, so.
Forbes is the leading scorer for the Lions with 24 points a game for average, so we can definitely see why. I don't know how many points. He has to be in double figures already. On the scoreboard, they have him for 14, and I wouldn't argue with that at all. Bulldogs get it across the line. Gerst with somebody open.
Dalzell Brothers, Ertz Carpet, U.S. Gypsum, Great River Medical Center, and SG Construction. Myers Construction, the Mediapolis News, Main Street Tire, Deb Massner Real Estate. Two Rivers Bank, Morning Sun Farm Implement, Standard of Beaverdale, and of course, Cafe Old World.
Thank you so much for sponsoring this. If you want more news about the games and a few more details, make sure to get your subscription to the Mediapolis News or just buy a copy and read the sports and all the other great things happening in Mediapolis. Turnover there by Mediapolis, so it gives the ball back to Lone Tree. Lone Tree causing lots of turnovers for the Cubs.
Definitely doing a lot of hustling. Right now, number 11 up at the top of the key over to number 10 from far in the corner. Nobody around to get the offensive board, and Lone Tree puts it back. Mediapolis cannot afford to let those rebounds go uncontested on the Lone Tree offensive side. Forrest Stellum gives it back to Jordan Wagenbach on the left-hand side. He drives down to Belknap from outside. A three-pointer try. It did not go, and here comes Lone Tree. They are not giving Mediapolis a breath. Wow. They broke Mediapolis down immediately, and they're still with the 2-1-2 press. And now we've got a foul called on number 14. Yep. Brody Armstrong is coming into the game now, but I think we've got a timeout called by Coach Worrell. It's been one of those nights. It's been tough. You can stay up to date with all the Mediapolis sports with a subscription to the Mediapolis News. It has area news, events, and sports. Call toll free at 1-800-949-3175, and they will get you started. Only $35 a year to stay in touch with Mediapolis.
Definitely a great deal. I want to let everybody know, too, that if you want great Christmas presents, if you want some pictures of tonight's game, I believe you can go to the Mediapolis website, and there's a website just especially for that. You purchase pictures, you click on the pictures button, thousands of photos available. You can put them on t-shirts, Christmas ornaments, mouse pads, everything you can think of, and great ideas for Christmas coming up for your athlete. We had Dalton Scott throwing the ball to Caleb Burst. Burst handing it over to Brody Armstrong, looking on the inside. Armstrong's going to take a dribble, and I believe he was fouled.
I believe by Brian Forbes, number 55 for Lone Tree.
We'd like to see him foul out.
He's been a big-time scorer for Lone Tree, and here comes the inbound pass from Jordan Wagenbach looking around for somebody. Caleb Gerst on the far left side. He hambles. I cannot get that word out. Thank you.
Off his body. I thought it went out of bounds, but I think Lone Tree tried grabbing it before it went out of bounds, and it's Mediapolis' ball. Gerst has the ball at the top of the key. Dribbles over to the right, passes back to the left. Jordan Wagenbach looking for somebody in. Thought he was going to pass it to Forrest Stellar, but nothing open in there. Jordan Wagenbach is going to shoot there at the baseline, misses it, and we must have a foul underneath the basket. It's called on Mediapolis, and it is 5-0. That's what I thought they were going to say. Forrest Stellar gets a foul there underneath, probably trying to
He was doing a lot of talking to Forrest when he walked up. The official did. He was talking to him. You can't do that. You can't do that. I could see him, telling him you can't be doing that to him. So Forrest must have had a forearm or something in his back, and he was trying to tell him, I got to call this on you. Don't be doing that. So he's kind of forewarning him. So number 10, Cabe Lorak, made the first shot. He's attempting his second now. It's short off the front of the rim. Dalton Scott's got it. Jordan Wagenbach bringing it up on the left-hand side. They're pushing hard. He's on the inside of the paint. up and banks it in. Great job of pressuring all the way down by Jordan Wagenbach. And here comes Ryan Forbes bringing it up. He's at the top of the key. Inside to Forbes, back to Svelding at the top of the key, back over to Dodson. He looks around inside, over to Forbes, back to Svelding, and wow, these three-pointers just keep falling for Lone Tree. And Mediapolis doesn't have an answer for them as of yet. Wow. Back to Wagenbach at the key. He comes back to left, back to Caleb Gerst at the top of the key. Passes batted away, and it is knocked out of bounds by Lone Tree. Brody Armstrong will inbound. Caleb Gerst at the top. Jordan Wagenbach on the right-hand side drives to the baseline. Back to Brody Armstrong at the free throw line. He misses. Rebound by Lorak. Pushes it up to Trenton and back to Forbes, who now drives in, passes off. Wow. Lorak was able to have a very nice lay-in there. No one around to stop him in the paint. Wagenbach brings it up the left-hand side, down to the block, into Forrestellum at the block. Power move. Unfortunately, Armstrong and Scott were fighting for the rebound. Neither could get it. Pass ahead, left all alone under the basket was number 14, Andy Dodson, and Worrell. He's just shaking his head right now. I think he wanted to talk to the official because he's not happy with the way the fouls are going. And he's definitely giving him an earful right now.
I know the official wanted to make sure that the clock was running on the timeout there. Assistant Coach Gary Kester talking to the team. Coach Worrell is pretty much throwing up his hands. The Bulldogs are trailing by 23 points right now with 3:33 left in the first half. Coach Worrell does want to be careful that he doesn't get a technical because that would just add to the woes, I'm sure.
He has definitely made his point known to one of the officials, and I don't think he wants to stress any more points to him. I think he looked over at the other two, and they just stood there very solemnly with their hands behind their back saying, we're not getting involved. So Mediapolis will inbound. Dalton Scott will inbound. The pass to Caleb Gerst, who's going to bring it back up the center, back to Dalton Scott. Over to Jordan Wagenbach on the right-hand side, who's going to bring it across at midcourt. Now he's down at the free throw line on the left-hand side. Back to Dalton Scott, back to Jordan Wagenbach at the top of the key. Now he looks around and he's directing a little bit of traffic over to Forrestellum outside the three-point line on the left-hand side. Caleb Gerst, who drives to the block. A bounce pass into Dalton Scott, and we have a kicking of the ball called by the officials, so it'll be Mediapolis's ball under the basket. Jordan Wagenbach will be inbounding. Forrestellum on one block. Dalton Scott at the other. Inbound attempted to Forrest. Knocked away by Logan Forbes of Lone Tree. So they will attempt to inbound again. Further away from the basket. And the officials are waiting. We have a substitution. Number 10, Gabe Lorak is out. And number 24, Jordan Quigley is in. Here comes the inbound pass. A long pass to Brody Armstrong, who attempts to drive into the block, but an errant pass back to number 14, Andy Dobson, who drives the length of the court, but it's blocked by Caleb Gerst. A great block by Caleb Gerst on the block. Jordan Wagenbach drives into the paint at the free throw line, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound taken by Brian Forbes, who drives and delivers an excellent pass to Trenton Gosnell for an easy lay-in. Mediapolis is not making the good transition back with a defensive rebound, so I'm sure that's something Coach Worrell will talk. Now, we've got Gerst at the top of the key, over to Wagenbach on the left-hand side, who makes a drive down to the block, and a nice bank in from the left block for a 43-20 score. Now, we've got Forbes, who pushes it all the way down the floor. We've got a launch by Forbes, and Forrestellum definitely established position, got it. We've got Dalton Scott over to Caleb at the top of the key. Gerst is now directing traffic. Brody Armstrong on the right side. He's looking around to pass. We've got some screens to Dalton Scott at the top of the key, over to Caleb Gerst on the left-hand side. He looks now over to Jordan Wagenbach, kind of on the right-hand side. He drives to the right side, makes a turn move inside, puts it up, and is fouled. He's going to shoot 2 now. So Mediapolis is trying to run their offense. They are being patient with their passes. But anytime that they get a little lax in the passing lanes, Lone Tree has been able to capitalize with some fast breaks. There's the first, and Jordan misses off the right side of the rim. He will shoot a second, and now we have a substitution coming in. We've got number 24 coming in, Dustin Belknap for Forrest Stellum. And I believe number 4, Riley Stumpf, is in for Lone Tree. Here's Wagenbach putting a second up and hits the back of the rim. Belknap had it but lost it. And now Lone Tree has it with Gosnell bringing it up at the top of the key over to number 14. And I'm not going to be able to keep up.
I'll help you. Thanks. I was trying to take pictures early. Thank you very much. Gosnell passes over to Quigley. Quigley puts it up. Gosnell gets the offensive rebound. How he was not stepping out of bounds, I'll never know. Passes over to Andy Dodson. Dodson puts up a three-point attempt. This time, defensive rebound by Caleb Gerst. Gerst passes to Wagenbach. Wagenbach looks for the three, but decides to drive and stop. There's a player on the floor, and they're calling an offensive foul. One referee, one official, I believe, called a blocking foul, but the other official called an offensive foul. The call goes against Jordan Wagenbach. Elijah Wolf's going to come in. I'm not sure how many that's all on. Jordan?
And Worrell is pointing, was pointing to the other ref saying, come on, step up with the call. And he just didn't get it.
And I believe that's 4 on Wagenbach, but that's what it showed up on the board, if that's right. So
yes.
Definitely taking a seat with a minute left in the second half. Lone Tree leads 43-20. Forbes brings the ball in to Gosnell. Gosnell, oh yeah, we have something definitely down on the floor. Lone Tree coach sees it, so did Lee, so they're going to pick it up. Passing around, Logan Forbes has the ball now, passes over, actually, excuse me, that was Quigley. Quigley passes back to Gosnell. Gosnell's going to drive down the right-hand side, decides not to, brings it back out. Andy Dodson, definitely you can see the Lions are going for the last shot here. They might as well, they have a 23-point lead, take some time off the clock and go for that last shot. I thought that was the plan. Gosnell decides to take 3 pointers, but given a shot, makes it, so 46-20 lead for the Lions, and I would assume we'd see Mediapolis go for the last shot here. Dalton Scott passes the ball to Belknap. Belknap takes a little rest there, passes it to Scott. Scott gives the ball to Gerst, back to Scott, back to Armstrong. Oh, Belknap I thought was going to travel. Cody Armstrong puts up an air ball, and we're getting a fast break here by Lone Tree, but 2 on the pass. Halftime score 46-20. So definitely a lopsided game. We were outscored, I want to say 17-4, and that's going to be the deciding quarter of the play.
Yes, definitely. Mediapolis is searching for themselves right now. Definitely. When they're able to set their offense, they can produce points, but not at the clip that Lone Tree has been able to take them away from them. And I know Coach is going to go in there and have a lot to say to them. I'm sure that the officials also are going to hear an earful, believe me. It does seem to be a little lopsided to me too, but I am not going to beat down the refs. There's nothing you can do there. All you can do is take care of your own house. So, but, you know, honestly, versus last night when Kent and I were sitting here, Mediapolis actually looks to be making a little bit crisper passes, a little bit faster passes. They're doing a good job. But Lone Tree is just phenomenal. They're so quick. They are tenacious. They're not giving up. And any little mistake that Mediapolis is making, Lone Tree is exemplifying. So right now it is definitely at 46-20, a huge uphill battle right now. Looks like we got the jump ropers back, don't we?
I was going to say the Bulldogs really stayed in it the first quarter. It was 23-16 Lone Tree lead, but Bulldogs were outscored 4-23 in the second quarter, leading
Wow.
Keegan Akers are going to announce the kids that are jump roping. Sarah Coates. Allie Coates. Duncan Delzell. Russell Egan. Drayton Fenton. Colton Fisher. Clay Foster. Elena Hilliard. Ruthie John. Briar Johnson. Rachel Kennedy. Olivia Maley. John Blake Osborne. Mackenzie Springsteen. Wyatt Wilkerson. Demonstrate 2 and 1, 2 people in 1 rope. Oh, 90-degree turns or 360 turns. I'm glad it's them out there, Lee, and not me.
I didn't even want to think about it. I don't think they make a rope big enough for me. Although I should take this up. I know it's an excellent exercise.
Wow.
Nice job, yes. Yes.
Hopefully in about 4 years at the basketball court.
And that's extremely difficult once you turn that 180 degrees and can't see the person. You've just got to keep your timing right. And these kids are showing exemplary athleticism right now.
2 and 1 side by side. I think I remember this one from last year.
This is all about timing.
Yeah, just to even get the twirling down.
Exactly.
That's definitely the timing issue there, isn't it? They definitely have it under control.
Looking good. We got a few mess ups, but I'm sure that's bound to happen.
I think are these the same individuals that were jumping during the first half or during the halftime of the girls' game as well?
I know I heard a lot of the same names. I can't say that they're all entirely, but I know I heard a lot of the same ones.
Our next skill that we're going to demonstrate tonight is called 2 and 1 alternating.
2 and 1
The
alternating.
students will be jumping alternating style, one at a time, but they're in a side-by-side position.
Side by side and one jumping while I don't know.
Oh, I think one jumps inside the rope while the other one jumps outside the rope, and they jump in and out as it passes.
Wow.
So as they swing like they would simultaneously, only one, exactly. One, exactly. I have not either, but I could tell what she was talking about. You swing one across the front of your chest and then back behind you as one jumps and the other one jumps. And that was really, really neat. Again, timing is the key there. And you could see the one group was really onto it, of course, until you said something, Ken. Good job. Okay. I'm just kidding you, of course. Now we've got 2 ropes going. And I think they're going to do the same thing, only using 2 ropes.
And you have a handle of one rope and
Exactly.
the other rope. So timing definitely, and now we get to watch from the front. Mackenzie Springsteen and Lindsay Van Tiger doing an excellent job. They have it once again stopped.
You haven't jinxed them yet. They're doing great.
They're not just jumping slow.
I think they just got tired.
They were jumping hard, too.
Yes, they were.
Clay Foster also doing a really good job out there.
I never would have even thought of this. You know, I have a hard enough time with just one rope in me. But for these kids to be doing that is awesome.
They do a whole unit there. This is Anderson
What's that?
I said for PE, Mrs. Anderson does like a whole unit on jump roping, and they've been working on this, I would say, for a good month or two, and really, you see a lot of the kids grab the jump ropes at recess time, too, to go out and practice. So we have the Lone Tree players coming back on the court.
Well, they may just have to take a moment and take a rest and watch the athleticism of Mediapolis's finest youth. Now look at this, the twist in and twist out.
And keep twirling at the same time. Awesome.
Turning 180 or 360 degrees, both of them simultaneously.
Wow. Very awesome.
Definitely a halftime that you would like to see if you can get here, folks. But if you're listening into the Dogcast, we really appreciate you tuning in. And if you want to send us an email and tell us how we're doing or where you're from, we would love to hear from you. At Meepo, help me out here, Kim. Meepotelco.net. The Dogcast at Meepotelco.
Right. And if you do get local Meepo television, don't forget that you can tune into this on Channel 10.
10.
And replay of all this basketball plus the jump roping as well.
Exactly. I forgot about that. Good.
Oh my goodness, look at this. One goes down, the other kids are jumping, twirls them in at the same time as she's going down the line. We're watching Helena Hilliard right at the front here, and then we have Allie Massner and Olivia Maley's on the outside there. Girls are doing it, well, some of the boys and some girls are in the line too, so wow,
Great job. Great job done by the young kids there. And I'll tell you what, it's wonderful to see them active. You know, they always say you want your kids to be active at least an hour a day. And like you said, Kim, I'm sure out there at recess, if they're able to grab a jump rope, even if they're by themselves and not involved in group play, if they can just go out there and be like that, we can fight a lot of this child obesity, and I know myself I could use for jump roping too. So it's great to teach them young, teach them what healthy really means, and it's nice to see them do a great job here at the school.
good cardiac exercise, and all you need is a rope.
Yes, isn't that the most simplest of all things? Either that or a stick and a dog. You know, you could have a lot. Well, well, I'd like to take a shout out here, a moment to put a shout out here. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor of our Dogcast, call the Mediapolis News at 394-3174. And if you'd like to purchase pictures of this game or past Mediapolis games and events, go to the homepage on our website and click the Pictures button. Thousands of photos are available and can be put on T-shirts, Christmas ornaments, mouse pads, posters, and much, much more. And right now, you can get 25% off. So we're getting ready to start the second half of the varsity boys game with the Bulldogs taking on Lone Tree. Right now, it's 46-20. Lone Tree leads. My name is Lee Kerr, and I'm with Kim Scheidlin here at Bud McLaren Court in Mediapolis. Thank you for tuning in. It's not, the girls' game was definitely a blowout by the Bullets. It was kind of neat to see. Our Bulldogs have a little struggle to get to up here in this game.
Jordan Wagenbach has the ball, throws it to Dalton Scott at the top of the key. Scott passes to Gers. Looking for an inside person, just not there. Belknap has the ball, can't find anybody, but really finally finds an open person, passes off to Wagenbach. Gers has a three-point attempt, but doesn't fall in for the Bulldogs. Brian Forbes picks
They are not afraid to put that up.
And they have such a nice shot. So first pass is over to Belknap. Belknap's going to pass over to Girth. Girth passes to Wagenbach, and they're going to call Wagenbach for traveling, I believe. Or else that was before the pass. So Logan Forbes brings the ball in, passes over to Andy Dodson. Dawson passes back to Forbes at the top of the key. They're looking for opening. You know, oh man, Brian Forbes. I was just going to say, Lone Tree really doesn't need any extra points, but Forbes thinks, hey, why not? I'm going to shoot this three-pointer, smooth shot, and just like that, 52-20 lead. 3 more points, and guess what? We're going to have continuous clock in this game. So Caleb Girth tries a three-point attempt on his own. Lone Tree gets the defensive rebound. Brian Forbes throws it up the court to Lorak. Lorak passes off to Andy Dodson, three-pointer, and now we have the continuous clock. Just like that. This is a tale of 2 games. And we have almost, I would say the way the Mediapolis girls played in the first game was almost how the Lone Tree Lions have played in this game. Maybe not the three-point shooting as much, but the turnover, the defense really causing lots of turnovers for the Bulldogs.
Exactly. The Bullets, their defense created nothing but chaos and mayhem for the Lone Tree gals. The same could be, the opposite, I guess you could say, could be said for Lone Tree boys and the Mediapolis Bulldogs here, because they're so quick, they're so fast, and they're very tenacious in their pursuit of the ball. Mediapolis just hasn't been able to get anything going. And the Lone Tree defense has just killed the Mediapolis offense. And then to turn around and be able to come down and shoot threes like they have, ouch.
So Mediapolis has the ball. Belknap passes to Scott. Scott passes to Girth. Looking for somebody in the opening. They're not even trying to get it in the lane. And at this point, well, Wagenbach drives, pulls back, puts it up, and I don't think it hit anything. And that's sure not like Jordan. And he slaps his hands together. We know Jordan's getting really frustrated out there.
And look at this. They just push it completely up the point into the paint.
Dodson has the ball, gets it into Logan Forbes in the middle of the lane. Forbes passes it back out to Sieverding. Sieverding drives the lane, tosses it up, falls to the court, but they didn't call a foul.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
They how the ball went out of bounds, and it looks like Sieverding will bring the ball in. If I remember right, he was a receiver for the Lions football team. I believe they went to the playoffs as well. They got the, Mediapolis faced them the first game of the season, but you're at a Class A team facing a 2A team, so Forbes drives it to the court, and they're going to call.
They are going to call him. Good job.
Stood his ground there, stellar, and it would be hard to move Forbes. But, Logan Forbes looks like he can move a few people himself. Actually, they're pretty much the same build if you really look at them there.
Yeah, but if you know physics, objects in motion tend to stay in motion,
Right.
so, yeah. Yeah, they're both about the same body style.
Stellar gets the ball, fights for it. Belknap drives it in, makes a move. I think he took a step though with that move. And is indeed called for traveling. Another Bulldog turnover, and Logan Forbes will be bringing the ball in for the Lions. So not at all what we were hoping to see out of the Bulldogs tonight. Won't have much time to regroup. They're going to have to get on the bus, travel to Pekin tomorrow night.
Definitely having some trouble, although I think they're playing a lot more crisper than they were last night. But Lone Tree is just too much. Yeah.
I think everything's going for them tonight. So Wagenbach passes to the inside for Stellern. Stellern passes it back out to Girth. Girth throws it over to Dustin Belknap. Belknap takes a couple dribbles, gets the ball to Wagenbach. Lone Tree playing man-on-man defense here. And they're just passing it around the outside, looking for an opening. Forrest Stellern sees an opening, throws the ball in, but it's intercepted by Andy Dodson. Brings the ball up court, passes to Gabe Lorak. Lorak passes to Sieverding. Sieverding gives it back to Lorak. Shoots the ball, misses it. Dodson picks up that rebound, and now we're going to have one more attempt by Dodson. Again, this is
Mediapolis is just not getting a body on underneath the basket.
he knows it too. Going after the ball, picks up his fifth foul, and that's it for Jordan Wagenbach.
definitely knew he had to take over for Jesse since he wasn't there. And he does have the fire and the leadership quality, but you got to be careful on how you lead. And Lone Tree right now just making those crisp passes.
Going to call a foul, I'm guessing, on Forrest Stellar.
But Forrest is the one that got hit in the mouth. I'm really kind of confused.
So's Forrest.
How does he get a bloody lip and get called for the foul?
And actually, that's like I don't know if it's an intentional foul or what it is, but Forrest is taking a seat, and Brody Armstrong's coming into the game. Coach Worrell wants to know what was the call. I think they're calling maybe an intentional foul with the elbow.
Yeah, it looks like he's calling that he used his elbow to clear space, but Forrest is the one that comes up with a bloody lip. I don't understand this. So, again, we can't really control the referees. We can only play within what they allow us. But this has been a strange night as far as calls go. What did we have? Probably 7 fouls in the first 3 minutes of play. I've never seen a group try to take such control so quickly of a game, and then now you have people getting bloodied trying to figure out who's actually the one perpetrating these fouls. So
Forrest Stellar does take a seat, however, Brody Armstrong comes into the game for him. Gosnell's underneath the bench. Or, excuse me, he's not underneath the bench. He's underneath the basket, taking the ball, brings the ball into Logan Forbes. Forbes passes it quickly, kicks it back to Gosnell, back to Forbes. Takes a dribble, gives it to Gosnell. Gosnell drives to the top of the basket, passes over to, Riley Stump. I guess he has been in there a little bit.
a couple of times, yes.
Defensive rebound by the Bulldogs. And so Elijah Wolf was on the inside. Oh, Brody Armstrong has the pass, just can't get the handle. Loses the ball, and the Lions pick it up. Gosnell drives it down, passes to Logan Forbes. Forbes wants to fake and drive to the basket, but in doing so, he picks up a traveling call. You can hear the disgruntled Mediapolis fans kind of in background.
As consolation for dropping that pass, Brody Armstrong did cause that Lone Tree player to travel, so he did kind of make up for that.
Looks like Micah Hales is going to come into the ball game. Justin Belknap tries to pass it over the defender into Dalton Scott, but gets it over both of them, and then the ball goes out of bounds. Another turnover for the Bulldogs. A lot of frustration on the Bulldogs' part right now. So with about a minute 30 left in the game, we do have a continuous clock running with a 36-point lead by Lone Tree. Number 4, Stump, drives to the middle, pass back to 12, and then over to Logan Forbes. Forbes has the ball batted away by Caleb Hurst.
And now we've got an offensive charge on an unset player. And believe me, you have a very stirred up Mediapolis group right here. That was a very poor call. Lone Tree player was not set at all.
Lone Tree crowd getting a little obnoxious over there as far as I'm concerned, but we won't talk about that either. So we have a pass. Brody Armstrong grabs the ball.
And they did get him with, yes.
Lone Tree, so Mediapolis causes a turnover.
Riley Stump traveled with the ball. We kind of ran into this last night, Kent and I, with Mid-Prairie. Once you set yourself, you cannot turn your body at all and have it called a charge on you. So that was a very poor call by the ref.
Micah Hales passes to Brody Armstrong. Armstrong back to Caleb Hurst. Hurst and Hales passing off outside the perimeter, gets it inside to Dalton Scott. All puts it up, but misses the basket. We have a foul underneath the basket. Can't imagine that. And it's called on, not sure who. Called on a Lone Tree player. Mediapolis trying to reciprocate some of those cat calls over there from Lone Tree.
I thought he said 4-0, but I don't see a 4-0. He must be number 4.
0-4.
Yeah, Riley Stump, but he put the 4 up first and then a 0.
Confusing. And it's the end of the third quarter now.
Wow.
Starting fourth quarter with the score is 56-20. Mediapolis trailing Lone Tree. Mediapolis never scored that corner at all, did they? And Lone Tree scored 10, and Mediapolis scored 0 for the quarter.
They're having a tough time setting up their defense. When they do, or excuse me, their offense, I apologize. They're kind of, I think they're starting to get beaten down. They're starting to make passes that aren't as crisp. They're just kind of going through the motions. Lone Tree is still just as tenacious. They're knocking the passes away and creating points off of the fast break. And this is right when coach has to say, look, guys, it's not over. We may not be able to win, but it's not over. It's a learning time. Make your passes, run your offense, let's learn.
And get the momentum going for tomorrow night, because like you say, that's the third game in a row for the boys. Girls had last night off, so we have a foul on Brody Armstrong going for the ball there. The Lone Tree player was dribbling.
The one thing I have noticed through this entire game, the referees have not allowed either team to truly get in a flow. It seems as soon as there's some playing going on, there's a foul. And right now we have a mosh pit going on underneath the basket, and they finally call something, and let me guess, it's against Mediapolis.
How Logan Forbes couldn't have been in the paint there more than 3 seconds, I'll never know, but
Exactly.
he wasn't, I guess. So Logan Forbes at the line makes the front one of a 2-point shot there on the charity stripe.
I guess if Mediapolis can do anything, they got to take away from the fact that, you know, you've got to play the team and the refs. No matter what they're calling, you've got to play within what they give you. So that's all I'm going to say about the refereeing from here on out. We've got Belknap over on the left side, bringing it back to the top of key to Caleb to Gerst, and he is now admiraling, and we have a dribble, and
I'm not sure what that call was. Did they call double dribbling?
they called, I believe, a foul on Brody Armstrong.
You know, he really was moving when he set the screen there. I'm not going to argue with that one. When you set a screen, you can't move.
No, you cannot move.
Set the screen, and then you don't move along with the person. So
I believe that's it for Brody.
big foul also. And now the scoreboard just went blank. We kind of wish it would. I'm sure Coach Earl wishes it would. But now it flashed back on. So 58-20 lead for Lone Tree Lions over the Bulldogs.
Nice steal by Gerst. He's bringing it up to the left-hand side. He's across midcourt. He's now driving down to the left block. He's blocked by number 42, Matt Wieland, who's in the game for Lone Tree. Long pass down to the three-point line by number 12. And guess what? We have another foul under the basket. This one,
So it's 1-1 now for Lone Tree Lions from here on out. So with 6 minutes, a little over 6 minutes left in the game, the clock is stopped right now because it's a free throw shot. So I bet the referees don't take very long to get to the dressing room tonight and get their team down.
no, I don't think they're going to want it. And that wasn't a travel?
Lone Tree, everybody's just scrambling around for the ball. Somebody's going to get hurt out there.
That was, to quote Fred West, that was a scrum for the ball there. Now it's Mediapolis' ball. Gerst brings it up from the center court. He's about to cross midcourt. He's at the top of the key, passes over to the right-hand side to Belknap. Belknap passes into Wolf. Wolf puts it up. A little hard over top. Defensive rebound brought up the court by Gosnell. Gosnell to the center, over to Stump. Stump looking around, over to 24. Quigley. Quigley back to Wieland. Wieland now looking around, dribbles to the right side, back to Quigley. I can't keep up with the passes right now. It's going a little too fast. And now we finally got to travel.
Looks like Robbie Fletcher going to enter the game for the Mediapolis Bulldogs, a sophomore, coming in for Caleb Gerst, senior leader out there.
He's done a great job tonight with what he's had to work with. I'll tell you what, all these guys really have had a rough night all the way around.
Tyler Rogers, also a sophomore, coming in, and I think the official is going to let him come on into the game. He's coming in for another senior, Dalton Scott.
They played a very good game last night in JV, and I think that's where I think number 30 is who I got confused with. I apologize earlier. Yeah, I two tall guys. I'm still trying to get, trying to get names down. I apologize for that earlier, but great experience for these underclassmen that are dressing and trying here. So you cannot put a value on the minutes that they're able to play here.
Junior Clayton Wilson comes into the game. Gosnell gets a steal, and he does a little loop-to-loop.
A little too fancy on that.
Yeah, I thought it was good, but they called him to travel.
I think they might be trying to make up some of the earlier calls on that one. I thought it looked pretty good too. Kind of a Magic Johnson kind of shuffle there.
Rogers gets the ball to Fletcher. Fletcher passes over to Rogers. Rogers passes to Elijah Wolf. Ejected there by a Lone Tree player, but they're also going to call a foul on Wolf's attempt. He should get 2 shots, I would think. It would be nice to get off this 20. You know, we had 20 points at halftime.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Elijah's played very hard the whole time he's been in, and he's still playing hard. He went to the hoop hard, and he got the foul, so there we go.
He'll get one more at the charity stripe. 58-21 lead for the Lions, and now it's 58-22.
Nice touch. Did a good job. Inbounds to Gosnell. Gosnell brings it up the court for Lone Tree. He's at the top of the key. Passes over the right-hand side to Stump, who goes over to the right side to Hudacek, excuse me. And now we've got Wolf has been called for the foul.
So now finally with a 36-point lead, Lone Tree's going to put some substitutes into the ball game.
They have been playing.
Like their third string. Gosnell's been in there a lot the first half also, but you're going to take out these kids and let some new ones play again. Good experience at the varsity level.
Well, I tell you what, honestly, they only dressed 5 sophomores, and they've only got 3 juniors dressing. So, they've probably got a pretty experienced squad anyway. But yep, they've done a wholesale substitution.
So Fletcher passes to Musselman.
Nice shot. That's got to be a good feeling for that young man to come in and put up a 3.
I can never remember if his name starts with a C or an K. So I looked that one up. So full timeout with 2:44 left in the game. Mediapolis trails 58-25.
And they're telling him to keep the clock moving? Is that what I just saw him do?
It starts for timeout.
That's what I thought.
think they were probably talking that the clock for the timeout. There's a special clock.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He might have been instructing him whether it was a full timeout or a 30-second timeout.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Maybe there's a signal for if one's different than the other. Good guess.
I've been out of the game way too long, Kim, but thank you. You're probably right, I'm guessing, because I'm sure they have, a half or a full, and so.
I know one person that's glad to see this continuous clock is Coach Dan Cummings over there in the corner, because as soon as this game's over, I can bet that they're going to be setting up the mats and getting all ready for tomorrow.
You can see he's standing there, and he's got that look on like it's just about my time. Nice interception there.
He's also really good about going to the basketball games. And,
He's been a complete, yes.
Athletics. So Fletcher looks for an open person there. There he goes, throws the ball to Wolf. Wolf looks for an open person, takes a dribble, drives it towards Tyler Rogers at the key. Rogers passes to Fletcher. Fletcher takes it to the hoop, just misses getting his name in the varsity book. Bounces around, goes out of bounds, off of the Lone Tree player, and Elijah Wolf will bring the ball in bounds.
I think he was a little surprised he was that wide open.
Wolf brings the ball in bounds to Fletcher again. Fletcher dribbles to the middle of the court.
Oh, behind the back, and there he goes.
Pass off to Elijah Wolf.
Oh! We just cannot get them to drop no matter what. Wolf went up again, super strong, drew the foul. The thing just rimmed right out. That's indicative of the entire night that this Mediapolis Bulldog team has endured. That must have been on the rebound that he got fouled. That's what I thought too, but with this, I'm not going to say. Yeah, I think he. I think the tender spot may have been touched, so we'll just leave it at that. So, yeah, he's kind of grinning as he went down the court like it wasn't that bad, but oh, what a pass. Just about took the eyebrows off of, yeah. Wow. Yeah, this one. Good experience for that young man as well, even if it is in the waning moments of a blowout. But I tell you what, you can't take anything away from this Lone Tree team. They came in and they had their guns blazing. You just got to walk away as a Bulldog going, this is a learning experience. We've got to get better from here.
I think Lone Tree still would have won the ball game.
Oh, definitely.
More to our liking, but I'm going to leave it alone. I really think the Bulldogs were outplayed.
Yeah, I think like in football, it was just one of those things. You know, one team got outplayed by the other no matter what. You know, you can talk officiating all night long. You can talk what shots dropped and what didn't. I think Lone Tree just came in. They had the entire package bundled up, ready to deliver. They did. Mediapolis still looks like they've got a little bit to work on as far as offensively and maybe defensively. I think they came out strong enough, but I think they just, once the game started getting out of hand, they just kind of lost focus. Yes.
We have a minute, 2 seconds left on the clock. And this one's been over for quite a while. It's not officially over, but definitely Lone Tree will get their.
I just hope.
Sure which one it is for them. It looks like this will be their third conference win, but if I remember right, they didn't have one of the games recorded, so this could be their fourth conference win. I wasn't sure if they beat Wapello on Tuesday night. I'm guessing that what we've seen tonight, they definitely probably won that game.
I would have to concur with that assumption, yes.
They won the North Division last year, if I remember correctly, and Mediapolis was the runner-up. They got a chance to play Danville in the Southeast Iowa shootout and did a really nice job pressing the Bears. Gave them a good run for their money, if I remember right, down at Southeastern. So,
given what we saw tonight,